is going on, everybody? Welcome to another live reaction, day 13 of free agency as of right now. Thank you, everybody, for joining the stream today. The Eagles signed a linebacker today. Surprisingly, like, out of the blue, and seriously, like, as soon as I was I was on my phone. I woke up a little bit later today. I was really tired last night. Kyzir White's a good signing. Kyzir White's actually a really solid, really good signing. I like it. 144 tackles last year. He only had 8 missed tackles last year. That's it. He had like about 8 missed tackles, 144 tackles. And the Chargers actually wanted him back. The Chargers actually tried to get something done, but they couldn't. I guess he wanted to take his talents elsewhere and kind of get himself a new home. And it's a pretty good signing. I don't think it's anything that says we're set at linebacker right now. Just think about it. If Davion Taylor could stay healthy, they could someone have an okay group. You know what I mean? Jannard Avery is gone. Alex Singleton went to Denver. You got Patrick Johnson. You got Jacoby Stevens there at a linebacker, hybrid / safety right now. So really, you had 2 linebackers that, had some good amount of playing time that are not here anymore. Edwards is on a 1-year deal right now. You get Kyzir White. His coverage isn't that bad. His tackling is pretty good. He's a good leader on the field. It's actually a pretty solid signing. I got to say, it's not bad. It's not bad as everyone. Like, I really haven't. I even want to see reactions from people too. Like, it's really not bad at all. I think it's an actually pretty good signing. I don't think it excuses us from not drafting another linebacker this year, because I just think it doesn't. Because if you at least draft another linebacker, really Kyzir White can really play for another contract when you think about it. If Kyzir White works out, if TJ Edwards, plays another good year, they can extend him. So, it's not good to have 2 free agent linebackers after this year, but it's kind of scary at the same time. You know what I mean? So, I don't think it excuses them from getting linebacker in this draft. I think adding more to this group is just more competition, and it's just going to get better by the day. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's bad at all. I really don't. I think it's an actually really underrated good signing. And look, and I understand, just think about it. Look how many linebackers the Eagles tried to add last year. Remember Jatavis Brown? Remember he was from the Chargers and he actually ended up retiring. Remember the Eagles adding Eric Wilson, which Eric Wilson played really good for the Vikings, but man, he came here and he didn't do anything. And TJ Edwards got less playing time when Eric Wilson was on the field. So when Eric Wilson was playing, Eric Wilson was bad. Really, really bad. And he was cut. That's how bad he was playing at the time. So the Eagles kept 7 linebackers on the final 53 last year on only 2 running backs. You know what I mean? So I really do like his attitude, and he just got a caliber starting linebacker. He just got a starting linebacker. No joke. He literally just got a starting linebacker for the Eagles. That the Chargers really want to re-sign back to that nasty defense that they already have. And for him not to want to go back there, that's kind of big right now. So I thought it was a good move. I thought it was a really good move. We got ASMR with the super chat of ASMR, me of everything with super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, "Yeah, what up, Joey? Do you think they set it with receiver?" No, I don't think so. I think they're far from receiver. Just think about it, okay? The Eagles. All right, so so Garofalo put out some news the other day that he's hearing rumors that the Eagles are not going after a quarterback this year. I'm like, hopefully, thank God they're not. Okay, that's what Mike Garofalo is hearing right now. If they're what they're going to do is they're going to trade one of their first round picks back. That's what Mike said the other day. They put in a bid for Christian Kirk, didn't happen. Okay, they tried trading for Calvin Ridley, didn't happen. They tried obviously putting a bid for Christian Kirk, got overpaid. So the Eagles were trying to pay a receiver $13 million a year. That's what they were trying to pay one of these guys in free agency. So I don't know if they said, okay, they're done with Christian Kirk, they're not getting him, and then they backed off and said they're not really interested in a lot of other guys that are worth the $13 million a year. But just think about it. Everybody got paid more than $13 a year. Allen Robinson got paid more than $13. Everybody did. Okay. Robert Woods costed over $14 million just for the year at 30 years old, coming off of an ACL. You know what I mean? And he's, and it only cost a 6th-round pick, but it cost a lot more when it came to how much was it cost for the year, and that was pretty much it. So they only want to pay a receiver $13 a year this year. That was their plan. Christian Kirk got overpaid, stinted the market a little bit, and Calvin Ridley would have been well over affordable. That's why I think Devontae Parker is definitely still a target, because he's only going to cost $8.5 million for this year, $9 million for 2023. You know what I mean? So there's a lot going on. And, this signing today with Kyzir White, I think it's a really good signing. I think it's an underrated signing. I think they just got a starting caliber linebacker to start next to TJ Edwards. I mean, it's a good signing. I like it. I really do like it. It's makes me feel better about the other stuff that's been happening. So you add another linebacker to the group, really does make me more comfortable now. I mean, I'm still not satisfied, but it definitely makes me feel better in the process. And he's a hybrid guy too, because he can move around. So I mean, plus you got Hassan Reddick that can play Sam and move into edge rusher. So it's so far it's coming together very slowly, very slow, strategic, free agency again this year. But signing him, that's a big one. That's a big signing. That's a sign that could turn to some, a signing for years to come. You never know. He can get an extension after this year. So, Matt, what's going on, man? To be honest, never heard of Kyzir until today. Don't know much about him, but not really a bad sign at all. We did more. Yeah, no, I've heard his name for the past few years, and I know he's played pretty good. He's had an okay career with the Chargers. He was a 4th-round pick in 2018. Okay, he was a 4th-round pick in 2018. And obviously this is Nick Sirianni connections with Kyzir White, because Nick used to be, I think, one of the assistant coaches on the Chargers at the time. I don't know if he was a wide receiver coach at that point or whatnot. I'm not sure what he was at that time, but yeah, it worked out. It worked out really well. So this is definitely Nick Sirianni's hands are all over this signing, 100%. Definitely 100%. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of good things to come with this signing. It's a really good. It's a really, really good signing. So I couldn't really complain about it. I put a video out already on it. As soon as it went down, I was like, wow, I didn't expect this to happen right now. I was going to wake up, do a stream, and kind of us talk about the same thing. But it's nice that we're going to be talking about something different today. So I can't really complain. So I said Eric Wilson benefited from playing alongside Eric Henderson and asked his weakness. I hated the Wilson sign when I actually really liked it, because I thought he was a very underrated linebacker, because he was a backup linebacker that came in on injuries that year for the Vikings and played really well. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Trust me. Ronnie Wyatt says the Bears are projected to be a team we traded the 19th pick to. Really? The Bears, huh? Not bad. Are the Bears going to be bad this year? That's going to be the question, and they might be. So it's probably better for us. Vortex says, I think that we definitely drafting receiver and defensive line, trading the other first next year in case Hurts doesn't improve. I think that's what they're doing. From what Mike Garofalo said yesterday, and I have to make a video on it, that's what it seems like they're going to do. So they want more. Jalen Hurts is the guy, and they want to get more ammo. I think from what they were doing, if this is even true, which if it's from Mike Garofalo, I guess he knows the rumors of what's going on. If this is actually true, then yeah, they wanted to at least monitor the situations of some. I mean, it doesn't excuse the fact they tried to monitor quarterback situations this year with Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson and some of these other guys that were available at the time. You know what I mean? So I get it. Mike says, I expect them to show now draft cornerback, defensive line, and wide receiver in the first round. After signing a linebacker in Reddick, we might draft one in the second or third. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think if this is the case, they might not get a linebacker in the first round. If they want to go after a Christian Harris in the second round, if that's what they want to do, they could definitely do that. Okay. I have no problem with that at all. I really don't. So this could switch them. They could kind of switch everything around. So they can go, defensive tackle, defensive end. I mean, I still think they can get an edge rusher, even with Derek Barnett being here. I think they can still get an edge rusher. So I don't know, but it could happen. Or they can go after another position, really. I mean, they could. I mean, it might give them the excuse to draft a linebacker in the second round and go after defensive tackle and go after wide receiver, because I think they're still in the market for a wide receiver. They've already shown, and then hearing the news from Mike Garofalo that the Eagles were trying to put a bid down for Christian Kirk to pay him, $13 million a year, but obviously he got overpaid. So the most they want to pay a receiver was $13 a year, and I still think the Eagles are in the market for a wide receiver right now. I think that's definite. I think they're still in the market for a wide receiver, like definitely 100%. All right, let me just make sure this is up. All right, we're good. We're good to go. Showing us that I see us shooting for Sauce and Wyatt in the first down. We might. How much is it going to cost to move up? I mean, how much in the first round you have to move up for Sauce? You're going to move up what, top 8? You move up in the top 8, maybe between 5 to 8, maybe. I don't know how much they're going to have to move up in this draft. So we'll see. Nathaniel Hall says, I still see the Bears-Steelers being a trade partner with the Eagles for one of them first rounders. I think it'll be Bears because they want a receiver bad to help Fields. Yeah, that might be. They might want to get their number one guy. That's probably why. Trevor Green says, what do you think of Troy Anderson out of Montana State if he's there in the third? I don't think I've ever even heard of him, man. Like I said, there's some guys I haven't even looked at yet, so I don't even know who he is. D-Trek says, does it surprise anyone that White is from LA Valley? How he capitalized on people who will take a deal to be closer to home? That's another thing, too. I did not even know that either. D Biggie says, do you think we signed Parker from the Dolphins? I don't know. That's kind of one that I'm waiting on right now, but I heard news that he'd rather go to the Baltimore Ravens, which I'm not surprised. We know why receivers don't want to play here. So you're kind of getting the fact that like the Eagles are in these deals, but these players do not want to come here either. So, it's kind of, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. So, I mean, we'll see, but I'm just putting the stream on my phone quick. This way we're good there. Okay. Evan Ross says Falcons and Jets probably look to trade down. Yeah, I see the Falcons. I see Carolina maybe. Carolina might, but I don't know. They might actually get a quarterback. But they're in talks with if Carolina gets Cam Newton, because it looks like they're in talks with Cam Newton for a possible return right now. So if he returns, I can see them trading back. I don't know. Maybe they won't. So Kyzir White's good, man. He's good. Kyzir White is a very solid linebacker. I don't know how they got him, but he's solid. He's a starting caliber linebacker. He didn't want to go back to the Chargers. The Chargers actually want to re-sign him, and he said no. I don't know. I mean, the Chargers are closer to a ring than we are, and their defense just got scary this year. I mean, really scary this year. D-Bay says, everyone stop what you're doing right now and hit that like button. It's free. Let's get them likes up. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hit the like button if you guys have it. Bears Armstrong says, Howie paying $5 million for a linebacker, for a good linebacker, too. It's not just he's a good linebacker. His coverage isn't that bad. His tackling's really good. He's only had like 8 missed tackles last year. I think out of 144 tackles, I think he had 8 missed tackles last year. BLSG, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Tisa says, White top 8 in tackles last season. Bad tackling was a problem. Yeah, I think it was only like 8 missed tackles last year. I think that was it, but 144 tackles for the year. Ray says, I still feel we should draft. Yeah, I still feel they should. Look, this might switch the Eagles from actually drafting a linebacker in the first round. They might actually get a guy in the second round, maybe. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Adam says, I heard White was top 10 in tackles, had multiple interceptions after starting all 17 games last season. No complaint. Yeah, I think he had 2 picks. He had 2 picks and a sack last year. He had 2 picks and a sack. They had him on they had him on a lot of coverage. The Chargers had him on coverage last year. So Process says, Kyzir is from PA. I think that's why he signed here. ASMR says, Devonta Smith is so special. We need another wide receiver to make him unstoppable. Yeah, I think they need to add another piece. I still think the Eagles, as for the Eagles' perspective, I think they're still in the market for a wide receiver as of right now. That's where I think they are at as of right now. So, MC Slubby says Lloyd Burks and any corner available is probably to move. Glow says I like the signing, but it's clear we don't get Devin Lloyd. I don't know. Depending, and look, I think this excludes us from getting a linebacker in the first round, which I'm really not surprised, but it could have us get one in the second round and add another piece. Valweek says, wait, Mariota plays for the Falcons now? Yeah, Mariota signed a 2-year deal with the Falcons. Yeah, he did. Brandon Brown says, who do you like the most in the draft? The most? I like Jordan Davis. Yeah, I I want to get a monster defensive tackle this year, or defensive end, because obviously signing Derek Barnett's more of a depth guy that's not going to be starting, but I think he's more of a depth guy, even if we're upset about it. Put him down on the depth chart a little bit in the rotation. And I like Garrett Wilson, Trelon Burks. So DJ White and Reddick, both from the area and took deals to be close to home. So it seems like Diamondbacks' Christian Watson in the second round would be a steal from North Dakota State. Love that receiver. That'd be a guy that they could definitely get. Like I said, if they can't find the receiver that they can pay the money to, and they were going to pay Christian Kirk $13 a year, but he got overpaid. Devontae Parker is a descending player. It's not going to excite me if they sign him. It's an upgrade to what we have. But he missed 10 games, but had over 500 yards. So probably he missed 10 games, still had over 500 yards receiving. But the guy just can't stay healthy. That's just the truth to it all. Ryan Roman says, I was surprised at Kyzir White. Yeah, I'm shocked actually. I saw that name. I was like, really? I was like, that's a good name to get. Yelma coach says, can't really say that when Chargers can't even get in the playoffs, Eagles are closer. Fred says, sounds like there should be good linebackers in second too. Oh, definitely, 100%. I remember also Lloyd looked disappointing at the combine. I like Harris, Clark, and Smith in late second, early third options. Oh, Lloyd just had, I don't know. Lloyd just didn't really have, I don't think Lloyd, I don't really care about the 40 time too much, but I thought his lateral movements, I thought Lloyd looked pretty good. Brent said, I think they should get Jarvis. CJ Davis says, yes, he almost had 150 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. It's a solid pickup. I think they will sign him to the next. We'll see. TJ Edwards is a free agent. I think Davion Taylor has one more year, but he can't stay healthy right now. But if Kyzir White can really just play well, it could be an extension. He could find a new home here. I mean, he just turned 26 last month. He's still a young player. Phil says, happy weekend, Joey. You too, man. Well, Andy says, I need Andrew Booth on this team. I like Andrew Booth from Clemson a lot. Dominic says the most, Joey. Steven says, should we move up for cornerback in the draft? So, all right, so obviously the news we didn't talk about yesterday, since it happened after the stream, they brought in Ahmad Sauce Gardner on a pre-draft visit. So they've already done it with Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, and now Sauce Gardner. So is there interest from the Eagles in getting a cornerback in this draft? We haven't signed a cornerback yet. There's been obviously rumors about Xavier Rhodes, Patrick Pearson's on NFL Network that the Eagles would be a good fit. So maybe another target they could have, and we'll see. Or they sign Steven Nelson back, and I haven't heard anything yet. So we'll find out. Gary says, so does this show that Howie is going after a quarterback? No, so Mike Garofalo put out news yesterday, actually after the stream yesterday that we had, and said that the Eagles are not. So this is what I'm going to read what he said. This way you guys know what's going on here. So Mike Garofalo said yesterday, he said there's no way Eagles will stay in the current first-round slots in the upcoming draft. He added that they are going to give Hurts another year, but they want ammo for next year to potentially get a quarterback. So that was the news from Mike Garofalo yesterday. And on top of that, like I said just before, they tried signing a receiver to $13 million a year with Christian Kirk. Didn't happen. So they've been looking at quarterbacks. They've been looking at wide receiver. They're in the wide receiver market, 100%. They're definitely in the wide receiver market. You know what I mean? If they signed Devontae Parker and then they signed a receiver in the first round, if they added another receiver, that's great. I think they do that. Jalen Reagor is definitely done for at this point. So we paid Barnett. I don't know what we paid Barnett because I didn't see the contract at all. We signed this guy, know the contract for $5 million for 1 year, but we didn't. We see the other Derek Barnett got signed. We don't even see the contract. Polly Brown said we need Matthew. So Honey Badger is still available right now. So what I heard was Julio Jones and Honey Badger are looking for specific contracts. So what that's telling me is they want to get paid more money. Julio Jones, why he's trying to get a bigger contract, that guy's got to prove himself again because he's 32 years old. He got hurt last year, didn't do much for the Titans. And Honey Badger is a good player. And obviously you add him to the Eagles at safety. I mean, I wonder who they're pairing up with Anthony Harris right now. And it's not going to be Marcus Epps. Okay, Marcus Epps is a role-playing safety, and that's it. He's a third safety on the roster, and that's as far as it's really going. with Marcus Epps right now. Even though I give Marcus Epps a lot of credit and a lot of credibility, I do like Marcus Epps a lot, and I really never liked him at all until like maybe this, last year. And I thought he played pretty well. Ray says wide receiver 1, Smith, Burks, Watkins, Pascal, and Rager. That could work out. D-Man says Howie wants to secretly tank to get better. Pick next year. He wants another QB. No, I mean, yeah, for 2023, it sounds like they're going to go after. It sounds like Jalen Hurts is a starter. If Mike Garofalo here is hearing rumors of this, it's a good sign that the Eagles are probably not going to get a quarterback this year and waste these picks. I mean, originally that's what I wanted. I didn't want them trading up for a quarterback or getting a veteran quarterback because it was going to cost too much, especially for trading for one. Young Lion says you were drafting Treylon Burks and Andrew Booth Jr. Book it. I would be happy. I would be very happy with that. I'd be very happy with that. Tizon says, considering the trade, if we get Wilson in the draft, we could save so much cap while building around Hurts. Plus, we keep drafting people who close to him, likely to stay. We're gonna be good soon. That's all I'm hoping, man. That's what I'm hoping. I think this signing today kind of made us feel a little bit better. You just got a starting caliber linebacker to your football team. I mean, you pretty much just so. Carlton says good sign to me. I agree, man. Hurst says White and Edwards will make a great run stopping. This is great signing deal, good value, patience, fan base. We don't need a linebacker first with this signing. Get defensive tackle. Oh no, they definitely have to draft defensive tackle or defensive end. Like I'm looking at Devontae Wyatt right now that can move from defensive tackle to defensive end. He can move all over the defensive line as of right now. And edge rusher wise now with Ojabo gone. And some people are thinking that Derek Barnett was signed because Ojabo ended up getting hurt, so they want to fall back on something just in case. So what they have right now is Derek Barnett coming back, and then you got to figure out what are they doing at the edge rusher spot. Are they keeping it the way it is? Are they adding more talent to it? Jermaine Johnson could be available. Karlaftis could be available. Thibodeau's going to be a top 6 pick. Hutchinson's a top 3 at this point. So Travon Walker probably a top 10 pick at this point with a really good combine, but kind of worry about why he didn't produce more with Georgia with only 6 sacks. So we'll see. Jay Will says Christian Harris, my second round linebacker pickup. 100%, man. I've been a huge fan of Christian Harris. Even before the combine, I was a big fan of Christian Harris. Ray says, I don't think we can sign any more free agent considering we would have to pay about $10 million if we draft all 3 first round. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. It doesn't matter right now because if the Eagles sign somebody, but it puts them under the cap, they have time to move contracts around. So even if they make a deal and it doesn't seem like it fits with our cap space right now, the Eagles are down to like 18 million, 17 million in cap space now, probably from this move. So James, what's going on, man? Matt says, definitely pass on Parker because he seems to be injury prone. Only had a really good season where he had over 1,000 yards. Yeah, he had 1,000. He had over 1,100 yards, I think, in 2019. That was his monster year. Look what he did against us in 2020. He killed us in 2020. God, he destroyed us. Like I know 2019. I forgot the Miami game. We got killed. I mean, we got massacred by Gesicki and Devontae Parker. That was a horrible game. Venom says, I didn't know he was related to the bus wide receiver Kevin. What? Oh, was he? Is he really? Yeah, I didn't know that. Everyone says, I had no clue T.J. Edwards was a free agent. They should still draft the linebacker. Yeah, T.J. Edwards. Well, he would have been a free agent this year if they didn't extend him last year. T.J. Edwards is a free agent after this year. Singleton is gone. Jernard Avery is gone. Patrick Johnson's still here. I mean, there's, Davion Taylor's here, but he's always hurt. That's one signing I just can't get over. I think Davion Taylor would be a really good linebacker, but he was hurt twice this year. He had a knee injury before the bye week. He was hurt in the offseason, had the knee injury before the bye week, and that was pretty much it. Blake RU says either we're moving up for Pickett, taking a defensive end, cornerback, defensive end, and wide receiver, defensive tackle, cornerback, wide receiver, defensive end. Oh my, yeah, I think they're gonna go for a big signing. They're gonna draft. I have a good feeling they're gonna draft well this year. Especially in the first round, like they got to hit on 2 picks. I mean, they have to. I don't know if they're going to. I mean, I don't know. From what Mike Garofalo is saying, all this quarterback talk can be a smokescreen right now for the Eagles. Mike Garofalo pretty much said that Eagles are pretty much going to get ammo to get a quarterback for next year. They're going to trade back one of these first round picks, which, I think is good. I mean, hopefully they can get a second round pick this year. That's what I'm hoping that they do. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Charlie Rivera says with White, I would be surprised if we didn't draft a linebacker at all. Yo, Brennan, what's going on, man? He says, trade up for Kyle Hamilton. I'm telling you, will change the defense more than any corner in this draft because he could do everything. We, however, last 2 Super Bowls. They need to get that big safety to complement, Anthony Harris this year. We need a safety for the future, guys. Like after Malcolm Jenkins left, this safety group has not been the same. I think we can all agree on that. And I think that was one of the biggest mistakes the Eagles made was letting Malcolm leave, because he wasn't getting paid top 10 safety money, which he definitely deserved. I think the Eagles should try to help him out. Keep on saying, hey, Joey, you ready to see Commander Wentz reporting for duty? Yeah, I'm ready for it. Charles says, what did the Eagles do today? They signed Kyzir White, man, a really good linebacker, a really, really good linebacker. I thought that was a really good signing. I was like, Kyzir White. I'm like, he's a free agent. I was like, man, this guy was a tackling machine last year. Like, no joke. 2 picks, 1 sack, but his coverage isn't that bad. So T.A. was a free agent. I thought he was signed already. Yeah, they signed him last year. I could be wrong. I thought he's a free agent after this year. Let me check his contract. I thought he was a free agent after this year. I don't know. Let me see. I'm looking at it right now. Oh no, you're right. No, you're right. No, I'm wrong. I've been wrong this whole entire offseason, actually. I thought he was a free agent after this year. No, he's a TJ. No, he's on contract throughout 2. All right, so that's great. So Edwards is only costing you $1.2 million this year, which he deserves. And for 23, he's only going to cost you $711,000 for the cap. That's it. And for next year, if he plays well this year and then he's here for another year, he's only cost you $700,000 next year. That's it. That's all he's costing you. It's really it's for his what he's doing right now. I think it's a perfect signing. Pistol Pete said they're trying to set up defense first before offense. Well, in this draft, you're going defense, man. If you're not going after a quarterback, which it sounds like they're not now for Mike Garofalo's tweet the other day, I feel like they're going defense in this draft. They have to be. Chris Scott, trade our 15th to Detroit, get 32 and 33 and a first and 23. We draft Wyatt Johnson, D. Hill, and Boots Jr. and Key Watson. I like that. I like that a lot. You get a really good receiver in Watson. You get a good corner in Boots Jr. I like Wyatt a lot. So Kyzir played safety in college. Never knew that. Youngster, I could see us trading Miles Sanders for like 4th during the draft. Evan Ross says, in my mock, get Wilson, Wyatt, Linderbaum, and Kendrick. Thoughts? I like that, man. I mean, Wilson, Wilson. I'm a big fan of Wilson more than Olave. I like Garrett Wilson, but I'm a big Treylon Burks fan as of right now. Devontae Wyatt is obviously a defensive lineman that can move around the line from defensive end to defensive tackle if they want. If you don't get Jordan Davis, I want, the Devontae Wyatt. Linderbaum is definitely another one I can see them kind of drafting, but I mean, we'll see. This might be something they don't do this year. There's more offensive linemen coming out in the draft next year. So center wise, I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. So Green said, if Davion stays healthy, I see him becoming a solid starting linebacker. So we really don't need a force for a linebacker early. That early, probably not. No, I don't think so. I think they go in the second round if possible, if that's even the case. I think that's what they do. DJ says, I pay some attention to the combine, but honestly, players sandbag sometimes to try to land a draft spot favorable for their preferred team. That's crazy. I mean, I don't know if players actually do that, kind of like bomb the combine because they kind of want to move down for a certain team to pick them up. That'd be kind of crazy. Bryce says, but Joey Shakes, so are we going to move down or move up? I'm lost. No, we're trading back. I mean, we're trading back one of our picks to get more ammunition for 2023, more security of the drafted quarterback if Jalen Hurts doesn't work. So with the 2 extra first-round picks that they have, if they trade back one of those first-round picks, I think they could move up. They could move up for a certain player that they want, or they could stay at 15, 16. I don't know. They could move up and get Sauce Gardner in the top 10. I don't know what, they brought in Sauce Gardner on a pre-draft visit the other day. So, we'll find out. We'll see what happens. But should be, all right, I'm missing super chats here. I'm sorry. This chat is going so fast right now. Hold on. We have a super chat from Colton B. I appreciate it very much, man. He says, Joey, what do you think of Kyzir White? I think he's great. I saw Eagles sign Kyzir White, and I said, wait, Kyzir White's a free agent? And, this guy had 144 tackles, 2 picks, 1 sack. His coverage isn't that bad. You know, he missed about 8 tackles this year, but he got 144 tackles. He's aggressive. He's nasty. He's a leader on the field. And he's from what I found out from this chat right now, he's from Pennsylvania. So obviously he stays near home. And the Chargers try to sign him back. And I'm surprised he didn't go back to the Chargers, because the Chargers are almost a Super Bowl contender at this point, and their defense is increased tremendously. Their defense looks really good right now. So, we'll see. We'll find out, though. We have 389 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in here right now. If you guys haven't subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. We've been doing this the 13th day. We've been doing streams of free agency, and obviously the new signing of White to the linebacker core is fantastic today. I'm really excited. I think it was a very good signing. So guys, if you definitely check out some of the content, subscribe to the channel, like the stream if you guys haven't tried to get the stream to 300 likes today. We're gonna be streaming for a few hours today, so let's definitely get these likes up today. Much love to everybody that's in here. Much love to everybody that's in here today. D-Man says, so if we trade a big defensive tackle, are we going more of a 3-4? I know Gannon wants a hybrid defense, but will we go to the 3-4 more? I think it's going to be more of a balance. I don't know what he's going to do more. All we know, it's going to be a hybrid defense, and we're going to see what they do. I don't know. But obviously that they added another linebacker today, so that definitely helps with that hybrid 3-4 scheme. If they want to use multiple linebackers, they could do that as well. So we'll see. Derek says his brothers and Daquan Barkley are all from the same area. Bezo always says they did beat B-Dawk like that. Should have signed him and let him retire an Eagle. Yeah, I didn't like when B-Dawk went to Denver. I didn't like that. I really didn't. I hated it. I didn't like it. It didn't work out for me. I really didn't. He shouldn't have went anywhere. That's what I can't stand with teams that do that. But look, with Joe Banner, though, when you think about it, with Joe Banner, they never kept guys over 30 years old. They never kept older guys. They never did with Joe Banner. They drafted 14 Pro Bowlers in 18 years. Okay, so Banner was like once the guys got to a certain age, Banner moved on from some of these players, which I can understand but B-Dawk was just a generational talent. I mean, that's a guy who could be on the whole. You just have those guys, and you just could see those guys that could be on the roster for a long time and should not leave and go anywhere else. I mean, that's just my theory of it. Daz Deal says, White equals Singleton. Honestly, I would rather have Singleton. Well, that's no. I mean, you got a better player. You got a much better player than Alex Singleton. A much bigger upgrade than Alex Singleton, 100%. So he's not Alex Singleton. Trust me. When you watch him on the field this year, you're going to say, oh, okay. And I'm telling you, he's going to have more consistent games. His tackling is going to be a lot better. Even when he takes hits, he doesn't get bullied around. He's got some swag towards him. Trust me. Matt said, I'm excited to kick Carson Quitt's butt twice a year. Look, theoretically, guys, like I don't think we're beating Washington twice. I mean, we might not beat Washington twice. As long as we beat Carson when we're in Philadelphia, I'm fine with it. But I don't know. I feel like Carson's going to get some. I think he's going to have one game on us. I feel like it might happen. So I don't know. I'm hoping not. But Asano says, Joey, I know you don't want a QB in the draft, but if we were to pick one, who do you want? I mean, I think when you're looking at play, ready to almost play right now, but if he was to play right now, it's Kenny Pickett. More of a ceiling type signing would be Malik Willis. I'm more of a Malik Willis ceiling type guy. So probably Malik Willis if I had to, and I'm not saying I want to get one that badly because I really don't at this point. Not a fan of it whatsoever. So I don't really want to draft the guy. I mean, I don't really want to draft the quarterback anyway, like regardless. So yeah, that's my answer on that. Asher says White going is sort of weird considering the Chargers were looking like trying to build their defense. That's what I'm saying. Like they're a Super Bowl contender this year. Their defense is going to be crazy this year. I mean, definitely going to be one of the best defenses in the league this year. And he didn't want to go back there. I don't know. Andrew Rhodes, so we got a linebacker from Elite Chargers D. Maybe we could pick up a corner from the Elite Jets D. Load up on trash and tank. Granger says, hey, Joey Shakes, how are you today? You like the linebacker sign? Mitch Kofsky is on too. He is bummed because his viewers all came here when you went live. Viewers came here. What are you talking about? Wizard says, trading these picks would absolutely stupid and prove they aren't giving Hurts a real shot. Sean says how he's getting Gannon's pieces. We should get to see Gannon's defense full throttle. Oh, dude, I'm excited for it. Look, I think Gannon is going to be on the hot seat this year, regardless. Even why he had 3, head coaching interviews is beyond me of why that even happened this year. But I'm giving him another year. I mean, I kind of wanted him fired already. I didn't even want him to be here. I was hoping, like, to God that he was going to get signed as a head coach somewhere, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. So, Crush says Cowboys better. Cowboys, the choke artist. The choke artist. Ray says, I want Davis, White, and Wilson or Burks. I almost actually choked there. Family, eventually, they're going to get quarterbacks. We've been trying to trade for good quarterbacks. It's pointless. We're going after quarterback. They've been trying to getting quarterbacks. They're not getting weight. If Pickett is there, he's too good. I don't think they're going after quarterback, bro. Right now, they might not. I mean, Garofalo had some inside information the other day that the Eagles are wanting Jalen Hurts to be quarterback this year. And, I understand they met with Pickett. I understand they're doing their due diligence and going to these pro days and checking out these quarterbacks just to check these guys out. You know what I mean? In case if some of these guys do fall, they could draft one of them. But I think 2 of them are going to be drafted. Matt Corral seems to have getting a lot of interest from the Seahawks right now. I mean, there's a lot going on with these quarterbacks, but I'm hoping for what Mike Garofalo said the other day is true, because I really want to build this roster badly. Let Jalen Hurts. Don't give Jalen Hurts excuses like, get more weapons for him. Let him, with better weapons, trust me. I mean, he will play better. I mean, hopefully he will play better. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, am I 100% sure it's going to happen? Not really, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I'm putting my faith. I'm going to root for him this year if he's a starting quarterback, regardless. It doesn't matter. That's a sign. Honey Badger and Gilmore, we sit on defense. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Stephon Gilmore as well, with his wife kind of saying the Eagles have already called about Stephon Gilmore. So, we'll see what happens, man. It could happen. Stephon Gilmore, didn't he have an injury last year? So, I mean, as the days go on, Gilmore's going to be a lot more cheap. He's going to be a lot cheaper now. He's going to be a lot cheaper. So, I definitely see that 100%. You know what I'm saying? Elbet says, why bring in these mediocre receivers when this draft is going to have 8 or more 1,000-yard wideouts over the next few years? Well, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the Eagles have had interest in a lot of receivers, but they haven't pulled the trigger on a lot of them. So, could mean that the Eagles see, hey, there's a lot of good talent in this draft. They went to Ohio State's Pro Day. They were checking out, obviously, Olave, checking out Garrett Wilson. So, I think they have interest in the draft. I think they're in the market for a first-round receiver this year. I think that's what they want to do. They want to add more weapons for Jalen Hurts, because the Eagles tried getting Christian Kirk. Mike Garofalo said the other day the Eagles want to pay $13 million a year for a wide receiver. They put a bid down for Christian Kirk, and it didn't happen. He got overpaid, and then it kind of stinted the market a little bit, which kind of just stinted the market. So it's just been kind of crazy. Will says we are a good team. If you trade back, you're sabotaging. Tim says, if you want a linebacker later on, look at Channing Tindall, Georgia. Bobby says, I find hilarious how many Eagles creators don't even know what they're talking about, What do you mean? What's going on? Mike says, Philly Fire jumping in the stream today. Rockdar said, what's up, Joey? What's going on, man? Ray Meyer says, at Whiteside, because here you would want to play defense at that AFC West division. I mean, yeah, it probably is going to be better for him. Zachary says, hey, Joey Shakes, how you like the Kyzir? I love it. I love it. I think it's a solid signing. I'm not saying he's the best. He's not Lawrence Taylor, but I'm not. Everyone thinks we're hyping him up to be Lawrence Taylor, but he's not. I think he's really good. I think he's solid. I think his coverage is solid. I think he's a great tackler. He blitzes really well. His coverage skills, like I said, coverage skills aren't bad, which is a plus, because we really need some guys that can get, in the hybrid scheme, you need some coverage. You need coverage linebackers. So we got a super chat from James, sir. Appreciate it very much. So where's my boy Philly 500 at? He's not here. I haven't talked to him today. We're gonna be having the Philly Shakedown tonight, so we have another stream happening today. It's gonna be on my channel today. Philly Shakedown tonight. So we're gonna be talking about all of this tonight. No problem. All of this tonight. So Derek James, Kyzir White brothers, and Kevin White, who got drafted from the Bears. Yeah, someone said that earlier in the stream. That's crazy. That's Kevin White's his brother? I never knew that. Well, hopefully, I guess he's turned out better than his brother. I guess he's turned out better than him, because Kevin White was total bust. Steel City says, I wish the Steelers and Eagles played this year. Always a good game. Oh, yeah, definitely, man. Maybe, hopefully soon, another year, we will. Benjamin says C.J. Stroud, QB from Ohio State for next year's draft. A lot of people have been talking about him in next year's draft as well. Shonuff says Harris, Tinall, and Channel would be solid picks in the second at linebacker. Saying thoughts on Jameson Williams. Oh, Jameson Williams would be perfect. I mean, look, coming off the injury, the injury is kind of scaring everybody with Jameson Williams. But I got to say, like, his route running, smooth on his catching, his speed is tremendous. He knows every route in the route tree. He's very twitchy. I like him. He's definitely a top 3 wide receiver for me. So Matthew Smith says trade 15 and 19 to the Jets for 10. 15 and 19 for 10. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're doing that. I think they should trade the 19th pick back. I think 19 they should trade back. That's what I think. I don't know if they're moving up. I don't know if they're moving up that far. So if they're trading 15 and 19, I don't think you would have to trade up that much just to get I don't think you'd have to move up. I don't think you have to get rid of that much to get the 10 overall. If it was like 6-5, maybe. But the 10, I don't know if you're going to have to give up two first rounders to move up from 15 to 10. I don't know if it's going to take that much, but maybe it will. Who knows? I could be wrong. Yo, George, what's going on? Kyzir was a good sign. Still think we need to grab safety. Oh, definitely, 100%. I still think we need to add another linebacker regardless of getting Kyzir White right now. And that's just the truth. Dad says Jameson would be the number 1 receiver in this draft if he didn't get hurt all day. He'd probably be a top 2 receiver in this draft, 100%. I agree with it. Will says, so why is no one talking about Sirianni's scheme? The rest of the world acknowledges, but Eagles fan doesn't. Of Sirianni's scheme? I don't know. That's why I think Shane Steichen's in the hot seat this year, offensive coordinator, because I think they give, Jalen Reagor too many chances in this offense. They're treating Jalen Reagor like he's the number 1 receiver. I mean, you go into a playoff game, what number 1 receiver gets the ball with 1:14 left in the fourth quarter? I don't know. I mean, does anybody do that? Because I've watched. The playoff games were fantastic last year. I enjoyed every game, nail-biter games, loved it. Especially watching the Cowboys lose was just in better fashion anyway. But interesting. Matt says we actually do play the Steelers. Oh, we do. I had looked at the schedule one time. I don't even know. Matt says I like the Garrett Wilson take. Karen says, Joey said, would you take George Karlaftis and Garrett Wilson at 15? I don't want Karlaftis. I would take Jermaine Johnson. I'm not a big Karlaftis guy. I think he's going to be okay, but I don't know. His combine was weird to me. He looked kind of stiff. I don't know. He's good, but his bull rush is really good. He's good. I mean, I think he's going to be an okay player, but I like Jermaine Johnson better though. I think Jermaine Johnson would be in our area of the draft, definitely. JD White said, I'd take Olave or Burks over Williams. Mary Slade says, Joey, that's false. He don't know every route. His route is okay. A lot of scouts that I know said the same thing. He still needs to work on his routes. I think over time, I think he just needs a year into the system and he'll be fine. Now, I think naturally he knows routes, but I think he'll just get better. G says, ain't no way we need to trade 2 first-round picks, move up. No, I don't think so, too, GD. I don't think to move up from to 10 to the number 10 spot, it's not going to take 2 first-round picks to move from 15 to 10. I highly doubt it. G. White says, I'd be shocked if Wilson's there at 15. I mean, either Olave or Wilson's going to be there at 15 regardless. I think someone's going to be there, regardless of who it is. Somebody's going to be there. You know what I mean? Somebody's got to be there at that moment. So I'm not really sure at all. George Allen says, I just want Jordan Davis. That's who I want. I want Devontae Wyatt or Jordan Davis in this draft. 100%. I'd be fine with either or. Steven said, should we sign Gilmore if we can't get him on a cheap deal? Well, the thing is, it's probably going to be a cheap deal because look how many days have passed by already, and Gilmore's still not signed right now. Each day that passes by, he's going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and that's just what it's going to be. The Eagles apparently did call Stephon Gilmore and his agent about acquiring him on a potential deal. Like, Gilmore's old, but, he can still play at a high level regardless, especially having Slay and Gilmore. Would I rather draft a top talent like, Sauce Gardner in the top 10 if that's the case? Yeah, sure. But, we'll see. We'll see. they draft a corner in the first round, it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be very exciting, especially if Sauce Gardner comes in and then gets mentored by Big Play Slay. I mean, that's going to be awesome, just getting the mentorship. I think it's perfect. I think it's a perfect spot for any corner in the first round to get drafted to Philly and to learn and get, mentored by Big Play Slay. So I think that's awesome. Double said Eagles Insider. Eagles going to trade 15, a second, and Hurts to Carolina to get Pickett. Howie can't pick it. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't know. I mean, look, from what Mike Garofalo said the other day, it sounds like they're not trying to trade up for a quarterback this year. I mean, I'm not hearing it from a third party source. This is from Mike Garofalo, NFL Network. That's what he's hearing from the Eagles right now. So hopefully that's true. I'm hoping they just build this roster, start Jalen Hurts for next year, trade one of your first round picks back to acquire more security. Because look, guys, they got to take advantage of this situation because they should trade picks back. They can't pick 3 guys in the first round. I don't think it's going to happen. Even Mike said he might, there's no belief that they're going to pick 3 guys in the first round. I don't think it's going to happen at this point. Roland says, hey, Joey, will you do a mock draft? Oh, definitely. Definitely. Cameron says, Jameson Williams reminds me of a better Michael Gallup. Does how come Howie is good at trades and really bad at drafts? I mean, he had a good draft last year, guys. Like he had a good draft last year. I think, to me, that was an A. If Landon Dickerson worked out in the second round, that was an A- draft, in my opinion. Not even kidding. I thought that was an A- draft. Alex Real says either Dean or Lloyd. I'm partial to Lloyd, but either or. James says, you think we could beat the Packers this year? I don't know. I mean, maybe the Packers not having a number 1 wideout this year is definitely going to help because now they kind of got screwed. No Devontae Adams, Scaldez, Valdez Scantling is not going to be there. So 2 guys are gone. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I have no idea. I don't know how they're going to look really. Richie says we just need one more linebacker, wide receiver, safety, cornerback 2, and defensive line. I agree. Jay says most teams will stay away from the Williams right now. We should do the same. So he said, my friends are Eagles fans who hate Howie Rhodes, and I tell them Howie is a good GM besides from drafting. From talent evaluation, 100%. 100%. Jeff says, I like Wyatt versatility over Davis at defensive tackle. Oh, definitely. He's got versatility. Davis has none. But even if Davis doesn't get the sack numbers, the guy's going to be a disruptive monster. And that's all I care about, being disruptive in the backfield, making the quarterback move. So Gilmore is old. We're trying to get young. I get it. I mean, we've already had rumors that the Eagles are going after an older cornerback this year because Steven Nelson could resign. Look, Steven Nelson is the younger one out of the bunch, regardless. But I like Steven Nelson coming back. I was up for him. Unless it's a lot of money, I was up for him coming back. Definitely. Xavier Rhodes, definitely. They were in the mix for Xavier Rhodes this year because Gannon was the cornerback coach for the Colts when Xavier Rhodes came off that big contract from the Vikings, went to the Colts on that 1-year deal and really balled out really well. I think he was like 30 years old at the time. And then, Patrick Peterson's another guy they could go get. And he was on NFL Network saying that the Eagles could be a good fit. So I think they're going after an older guy, but then they're bringing in Sauce Gardner on the pre-draft visit. So maybe they're changing their mind on a few things. They're keeping their options open in this draft if that's the case. You know what I mean? So I get it. We got a super chat from Timmy Slim Jimmy. Sorry, said that wrong. I appreciate the super chat very much, man. He says my 3 true loves right now: Sauce Gardner, Devin Lloyd, and Drake London. No matter what we do in the picks, I'm a happy camper if we land one of them. Yeah, Drake London. Look, is Drake London one of my favorite receivers in this draft? No, I mean I think there's a lot more better talent than him. But as a possession guy, he's really good. Good in open field. I think he has good speed. I just don't think he has elite speed. But I think he's going to be much better than what we've seen from possession receivers the past few years. So, Dad says, sign Gilmore, Honey Badger, draft Davis, Dean, Jameson Williams, Carson Strong in the second. We got a team, boys. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I wouldn't draft a quarterback in the second round. I'd draft Carson Strong in the third if he's there. But the Mean Stone said, do you think we have a shot at Gilmore? I think there's a shot, but it depends like how much he wants. It depends if he wants to come here. Maybe Slay. I mean, I know Slay's wife, and I know Slay's trying to recruit him right now. You know what I mean? So he might look at that and say, you know what, the Eagles have a pretty good secondary. They have at the corner spot with Avonte Maddox and Slay. It looks pretty good. Him being the added piece, with a nice pass rush. They increase his pass rush with those 2 guys. Could be making a lot of plays this year. So we have around 25 million cap space. Do you think we sign Tyron or Wagner? 25 million cap space. I don't know. No, Wagner's chasing rings, dude. At this point, Wagner's either staying with the Seahawks, he's going to the Rams. He's not going anywhere else. Okay. Matthew, he's looking for the right contract. So he's looking for a little bit more money right now. So I don't know if the Eagles are going to get him. Anthony Harris is back. I didn't think Anthony Harris was going to come back before McLeod, but obviously McLeod has been very injury prone. He's been hurt a lot since he's been here since 2016. So, it's a big jump. Bill Johnson, any more news on Gilmore? There's nothing as of right now. Tony says Howie doesn't like divas, but we need some of that swagoo on this team. Still say I'm hoping my Steelers might sign Honey Badger. They might. I mean, that's definitely a spot he can go to. Iron says Kyzir mic'd up on YouTube. Awesome signing, great character guy, low-key signing, excellent move. I thought it was great. I thought it was a really good move. It's a starting caliber linebacker. That's what you got out of Kyzir White. And I think his coverage is not that bad. Good tackler. I think only missed like 8 tackles this year, depending on what is counted as a missed tackle, but I'd have to look at the tape on that. How much money do we need for the draft? As of right now, I think you need you need like $7 to $9 million, something like that, between your drafted and your undrafted guys. So, like I said, the Eagles really don't have much cap. It doesn't really matter because if the Eagles sign a big player and they puts them under the cap, they have. Just because they can make a move that puts them under the cap, but they can always make adjustments and move money around if they have to. Okay, just because we only have a certain amount of cap, if this guy's going to cost more, it's going to put us under the cap. Doesn't mean we can't sign him. You could sign a guy, but you just have to make room for him at the end of the day. Eric says, imagine if we drafted DK and Justin Jefferson when they are on the board. Our wide receiver core would be Devonta Smith, DK, Justin Jefferson. How did we mess that up? I don't know, but hopefully we fix these issues. Bowen Center says, talent-wise, do you think Stingley or Gardner is better? I don't know. Stingley's definitely one that there's going to be a lot of issues with, just because he hasn't really played, since his freshman year, and then obviously the injuries that he's had. He had the foot injury or the Lincefranc injury, whatever he had. So I think LSU's pro day is April 6th, so I guess we're going to see his actual pro day that day, but we'll see. We'll see. Dad says Wagner is meeting with Ravens. Yeah. So Wagner's meeting with the Ravens. He could be going to he's chasing rings, dude. He wants to get to a contending team. I think that's what it's going to be. Silver says, going off Philly 500's video the other day, I think Howie uses 2 picks this year and trades back for a first next year. I truly believe Howie just blows smoke and doesn't believe in Hurts. No, I agree with him too. I thought this the whole time as well, that Moot trading one of those first-round picks back. It just makes sense. If we were set at quarterback, I'd be like, should they still trade back one of their picks or just build this roster as much as possible? And I think at this point, because they don't have the quarterback right now, because they're not set in stone at quarterback right now, they need security for next year in 2023 in that draft. They need security. You got to trade back because you can get multiple picks out of it. You'll get a first, you'll get another second-round pick out of it. So they need something. They need something. If they're able to get a second-round pick out of trading back, getting a second-round pick for this year, that'd be great. You can get another starter on this team. Eagles just signed 2 starting linebackers free agency. They are not going to draft one in the first round now. Dad says Gilmore was the best cornerback in the league 2 years ago. He could still play. I think he can still play, but I think he was injured last year on top of it. So we'll see what that contract's going to look like. King James, I think cornerback, then safety, and last first rounder will be traded with tanking team for 2023 first round. Yeah. And if it's the Bears, there'd probably be a perfect spot because I don't think the Bears are going to play good next year. Silver says, if we take a QB, I pray to God Howie waits until next year. No, I'm hoping that's going to be the plan. I think the Eagles are going to wait till next year for a quarterback. For what Mike Garofalo said the other day. So this is what Mike Garofalo said. Eagles aren't expected to stay in their 15, 16, 19 draft slots. Want ammo to draft a quarterback next year if Jalen Hurts doesn't succeed, says Mike Garofalo. So I think it definitely is true. I think it definitely is true. I'm hoping that's the case. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they don't move up. From what it seems like right now, if that's what they're kind of seeing right now, we'll see. We'll see. Gregory says, do you think a team still takes Ojabo? I don't know, dude. I think in the second round is probably more realistic, but I think that he'll get taken in the second round. Or, if the Eagles are sitting at the third and fourth round, Ojabo's still available, I would get him. I would get him here. I don't even care. If he ain't going to be ready till the preseason games or by the first game, if he has to miss a couple games or whatever it's going to take I would get him. I would get him. I wouldn't waste it in the second round. We need some starting caliber players in the second round. There's a lot, between safety, wide receiver. There's there is a lot of depth with a lot of positions. Iron says post-June first moves are going to be key for us to scoop up any more free agents, hoping Rager and Whiteside are gone. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it. But, yeah, that's a time where you can pick up some good players if you have to. Gabe said the Eagles were looking at Kyler Elam because how physical he is in the second and move up for him. So I like Elam from Florida. I think he's a good player. Maverick says big deal, another bargain basement player at linebacker. Is what it is. Maverick always being mad about everything that's going on. Charlie says first round defensive tackle, wide receiver, second safety, third round linebacker, one of the first moves of 2023. Tronk says 100% going to draft linebacker in the first round. Big Mac Mullet says, what up, family? White is a good sign for us today. I still think he is going linebacker in the first. Do we think we go wide receiver now? I think they've always been in the market for a receiver, dude. They were trying to offer $13 million for a receiver this year, but they passed on a lot of receivers knowing that there are some really good caliber talent in this draft. I'm telling you, I don't know if they sign. I would stay away from Devontae Parker. I wouldn't even waste a draft pick on him. You have to trade for him. I mean, he's cheap. He's less than $10 million. He's $8.5 million for this year, $9 million for 2023. But I think you pass on it. I mean, I think you pass on it. That's what I think you do. I mean, John Douglas says, make the deal happen for Parker at wide receiver. Do whatever you need in order to draft Gardner and Lloyd. Maybe trade the 19 to move up a bit and watch Hurts step up and own year two. Eagles would be scary. Charlie says, could you imagine Slay, Sauce, and Max as our top three cornerbacks? Tim Slim Jimmy says, what do you think of the reason Tyron hasn't signed anywhere yet? Money, length of contract, containing possibly he's stuck as a day one free agency signing, so it's weird he's still available. I think it's all those reasons, to be honest. I think it's length of contract, I think it's money, I think it's everything. Where he's going to fit with a certain team. I don't think he's coming. I don't think he's coming here. I don't think he's coming here regardless. Silver says, I think you risk it all on CJ Stroud from Ohio State and actually build around. So next year, Jay says Kyzir White is a huge upgrade, great pickup. Yeah, I think it definitely got our linebacker core a lot better, 100%. Mark Jay said, now that we have Reddick, White, Barnett, does this mean no more Lloyd Dean coming here? I don't know. I don't think it cuts them out from not getting another linebacker. No, I don't think it cuts them out from not getting another talented linebacker because think about it, TJ Edwards is here for another 2 years. Kyzir is here for a 1-year deal, and then really behind that. You have nothing. Jannard Avery is gone. Alex Singleton's in Denver now. Davion Taylor's always hurt, but I would wish that he would stay healthy, and I think he could be a really good player, but I'm not putting too much trust in him right now to stay healthy. So, the Spec V Kid says, trade back to 19 pick to get early a second-round pick and then get Ojabo. Cameron says, Joey, do thoughts on Trent McDuffie? Trent McDuffie's a good zone coverage corner. I think he's the best zone coverage corner. I think he's the best tackling cornerback, getting off blocks and making big tackles. I think one thing that makes me just really, Trent McDuffie, I think he's from Washington. The one thing in Trent McDuffie kind of, with him, it's most likely his man-on-man coverage that kind of, you can't really leave him on an island. I think he's more of a zone type guy. That's really it. I think he's just more of a zone type cornerback. Joey, so what do you think of our 3 draft picks should look like? I would go, as of right now, if I'm still taking, I would still take a linebacker in the first round. I would go Jordan Davis, Devin Lloyd, and I would try to get one of these receivers, whether Olave falls, if Jameson Williams is still there at 19, or if Garrett Wilson is there at 9. I mean, if you're using 3 draft, if I'm saying that they're going to pick 3 guys in the first round, that's who I'm pretty much getting right now. Gilmore is old for me for this team. If we are a real contender, I'd be it for it. We can't keep all the money into old players over 30. No, definitely not. Silver says, I truly believe you gain ammo for next year's draft and risk it all for CJ Stroud and actually build around the franchise quarterback. Tony says, don't want no cornerback from Washington. Mind Design says, I expect to be shredded for this foot. Smith is a great number 2 and borderline number 1 durability and still concerned for me what we need another receiver. I'd go White, Davis, Olave at any 3 picks while B. No, dude. You're gonna get attacked for it, but Smith is not a borderline 1 to 2. He is a number 1 receiver, guys. Devontae Smith is a number 1 guy. Okay. There's a lot of issues with Devontae Smith right now because I think with him and Jalen Hurts had some altercations on the sideline this year when he was open and Hurts didn't throw to him, especially that last game in that wild card game, which was really pathetic and disgusting. Devontae Smith on another roster would have over 1,100 to 1,200 yards. I'm not even kidding. I mean, Quez Watkins should have had over 1,000 yards, or at least 1,000 yards this year. I mean, he had 647 yards. You have to keep Quez Watkins playing, but you have to keep the competition alive too. JJ Arcega-Whiteside needs to be booted out. That already the Zach Pascal signing kind of booted JJ to the side. I think JJ is definitely going to be on the bubble now. Now, if you draft another receiver or get one in free agency, either or, I think Rager's going to stoop down. If Rager's only chance to stay on this roster is playing special teams, and he can't even do that right now because when you drafted Jalen Reagor, you thought you were getting a special teams pedigree, okay, but that didn't work out. It didn't work out, unfortunately. It didn't work out at all. Jay says defense gotten better so far, needs a safety and a corner now. Jar says the reason they signed Derek Barnett is because they're going to take Ojabo. That could be the reason why. I don't know, but I still think they still could get a defensive end regardless. But I think defensive tackle is definitely more. You have Fletcher Cox, the free agent. You have Jayvon Hargrave that's going to be a free agent after this year, which I think Jayvon Hargrave is more of a a re-sign candidate after this year. And we had 8 to 9 sacks last year. I mean, but defensive ends weren't helping this middle pass rush. And, adding Derek Barnett to the mix isn't really helping that. So what they're going to do is they're probably going to draft one of Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt, since the two first pre-draft visits were Devontae Wyatt and Jordan Davis, two defensive tackles from Georgia. So that's what I'm hoping. We got another member to the Shake Squad Army. Thank you, King James III. He is a Shake Squad soldier. Appreciate it very much, guys. Thank you so much, King James. Like I said, the memberships are available. We have in the pinned comment description below. We do draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos, things I can't put on YouTube that are copyright or pretty crazy. So things get a little crazy. So King James, appreciate you joining, man. Much love, dude. Oh yeah, Ojabo tore his Achilles, bro. He tore his Achilles. Mayor Slade said that linebacker we signed can play safety. Joey, he's a line. Oh, so he's a hybrid. He's a hybrid linebacker safety. Oh, that's interesting. We're going to have to talk about that tonight in the Philly Shakedown. Very excited. Very excited. We have 436 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in there. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. Just subscribe, guys. It's free. We're ready to go. We've been covering this team that streams every single day. It's been great. It's been awesome. So definitely check it out. Like the stream. Let's try to get the stream to 300 likes today. Let's try to do that today. We're going to be streaming for a few more hours. It's been a lot of fun, guys. So obviously Kyzir White, a big signing for the Philadelphia Eagles. So we'll see if they add more pieces. I mean, it's not a bad signing, guys. It's a really good signing. I think it just increased our chances. Not saying that we're not going to get a linebacker, but I'm telling you right now, it's looking pretty good right now. It's looking good that we can actually add more talent to this linebacker core. Why not add another guy? You had another guy. You had a Devin Lloyd, Nakobe Dean, or even getting a Christian Harris in the second round. You're going to be set. The competition's going to be really good this year. Training camp's going to be good with competition when it comes to that position. I think it's going to be great. So can't even complain about it. So if you guys haven't subscribed, like the stream if you guys haven't. Much love to everybody that's in here today. The past 13 days if you're new or whatnot. So A.J. Brown might get traded. A.J. Brown from the Titans? I mean, that's a good receiver right there. That's another receiver we passed up when we drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. We ended up passing on A.J. Brown, Terry McLaurin. We ended up, a lot of guys we ended up moving down with. Those I don't want no QB in the world with the word pick in their same name. I get it. Joey, would it be okay with drafting a wide receiver and still trading after the draft for Parker and sending JJ or putting him on the practice squad? 100%. If they got Devontae Parker and they were going to draft a receiver and double dip at wide receiver between free agency and the draft, I'd be fine with it. Like, I don't want Devontae Parker to be their main signing at wide receiver. I just don't want it because you have to trade for him. Like, I wouldn't even give a 5th-round pick for him. Like, the guy is always hurt. I mean, he is always hurt. Hasn't had a good season since 2019. Missed 10 games last year and over 500 yards receiving. So, kind of crazy. Tony says Pickett ordered sliders to hide his tiny hands. We got Brent says, I'm seeing stuff about Seahawks media saying that there is a chance DK Metcalf could be moved before during the draft. He's expected between 25 to 30 million a year, which the Seahawks won't match. Dude, like all these receivers. See, that's what's crazy, but that's what you're paying. Like when you pay 30 million for a receiver right now, that's top dollar for a receiver. That's what you're paying for. But do I think he should get this money that early when he still has years on his rookie deal? Like he wants an extension right now. I don't know if they're going to give it to him right now. It's kind of how many years does Metcalf have on his deal? What has he got? Like one more year left, whatever it is. Big Mac Moses Pierce is a solid receiver as a late pick as well, but top three Olave, Wilson, and Watson. Mr. Prague says, don't blame Hurts. Our offensive scheme sucked, period. The RPO is needed to be a run-first team. We are not and was most efficient. Oh, no, look, when I talk about this offense, and I've said it, anyone's new here, like, I'm not putting all the blame on Jalen Hurts, even though he deserves a lot of it. I don't like their play design, route combinations. I don't like any of it. I don't like how they're trying to, they need to. They have a number one receiver in Devontae Smith, and I feel like they're not even making him a number one receiver. I feel like they're not treating him like that. They're treating Rager like that. They're passing to Rager a lot more, which I didn't get. Okay, Shane Steichen, we run the ball very well. Okay, we run the ball very well as of right now. But with this passing game, look, I don't mind the read options and Jalen Hurts keeping the football for himself. But if we look one-dimensional with this offense right now, it's a big problem for me. It's a really big problem for me. No joke. So let's see here. The spec says Kyzir White is 218, 4.69 40-yard dash. Justin says, yeah, no, we should draft a receiver at this point. I blame Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is the reason why the wide receiver market is crazy right now. And it's going to get worse because back like 4 or 5 years ago, you would pay 60, you would pay 50, 40, 50 million for a good receiver. Now you're paying 70, 80 a year for a good receiver. So that's the issue. And it's going to get worse. Like it's going to get worse every year, but that's what you're paying. You're paying over 30 million top dollar for a receiver now. That's the way it is. Merlin says, why do we bet on Hurts talent? We were blessed with Landon Dickerson. Brick says, drafted cornerback Gardner. We should even trade up for him. I wouldn't be mad. We need Gardner or Lloyd on this defense. True. I agree. I really do agree. 3 Carmine says, Kyzir White is an instant upgrade. Oh, 100%. Like there are some people saying that he's as good, he's as bad as Singleton was. And like I'm saying, like I don't think Singleton was bad, but he wasn't the best linebacker we've had, but productive, but he's made a lot of mistakes too. So he was nothing, Singleton was nothing more than a backup linebacker, and that's just the way it is. Joe Jones said, Fletch got a 1-year deal. They're getting a Georgia replacement with the first pick. Wide receiver has to come next. We don't have enough weapons for a series pass for first offense. No, we don't. I still think they go after receiver in the first round to the second round. I think they're looking for a caliber talent at receiver right now. I think they are. They tried getting Christian Kirk. They couldn't get it done. They wanted to pay a receiver $13 million a year. And look, Calvin Ridley would already be here right now. He would already be here right now, but that's on Calvin Ridley. I don't blame Howie Roseman for that. And rumored to be a third-round pick. A third-round pick. You know what I mean? A third-round pick going to the Falcons for Calvin Ridley. I thought that would have been a steal trade. I think they would have still added more weapons to that. So it's unfortunate and it sucks, but it is what it is. Jay Wheel says Hurts was apart from why they ran RPOs. He can't read defenses and sees the field. Hopefully he's putting in the work to prove that narrative wrong. And that's what I'm hoping. But he's not going to be able to put in work before OTAs. He's coming off of ankle surgery right now. So he's going to have no time. He will be ready for OTAs. But as of before OTAs, after this ankle surgery, he's not getting the offseason work that he's supposed to be getting. That's the issue, too. And when preseason games come, with only 3 preseason games, they have got to give him reps. I don't care ankle or not. They have got to play him. They can't just be – because you know how the Eagles are. They rest too many guys in preseason. We looked sloppy the first game, even though we didn't look too sloppy that first Falcons game, even though the Falcons didn't play well either. They have to do a lot more. They have to at least put him in for 3 to 5 series for the first game. Treat the second preseason game as a dress rehearsal. Put them in for like a half or 3 quarters, and then the third game you just rest them. I think that's the way they should go with it. Tony Garza says, I agree with offense. It's like a kid skips the meal and goes straight to the candy. Will says if Kyzir White is good coverage linebacker, the scheme should look good. He's good. He's not, like I was saying, he's not. I think he's capable at coverage. I think he can cover. The guy can cover. Is he the best at it? I don't know, but from what I've seen so far, he's pretty good at it. Everyone said the defense will only be good if Fletcher Cox actually tries this year and BG comes back healthy. Yeah, BG coming off an Achilles. That's why they have to add more. They have to add another edge rusher. That's what I think. They have to add another edge rusher and got to get it done. I think they have to, because I don't know if it's going to be enough. But that's why if they're not going after defensive end, I think they're going to try and get a defensive tackle in Devontae Wyatt, or they go get a guy in Jordan Davis if that's the case. But I still think you need to add a young guy at edge rusher. I think you still need to do it regardless. Phil said Eagles will get Jordan Davis, best available cornerback at 16-19 pick will be traded for a future first and a second this year. Eagles will go after David Videlli, offensive tackle, similar to Mulata in third, draft linebacker second. I like that. I like those moves. I have no problem with that. If we can get a second round pick for trading back one of our picks, we get a second round pick for this year, I think it'll be great. 3 Carmine says we should get a big physical receiver to complement the slim Reaper. Yeah, I think, that'd be great. And look, trading for DK Metcalf would be perfect, but we'll see. Terrence says if Kyzir's starting a material, honestly, never seen him play. No, I've known about him the past few years. Like, Kyzir's good. Like, he's all over the field. He's a tackling machine. Like, he's tough. He's physical. He's got a voice. He's not a quiet player. I mean, he's kind of a handful. Joe Jones said round 2, Christian Harris says they get 2 seconds by trading out the first. They're going to draft Ojabo. That's why the Derek Barnett insurance contract. We'll see, dude. I don't know if that means they're going to go get. I mean, I don't know if that's going to be the case. We'll see. We'll see. If they draft Ojabo in the second round, if that's even the right move in the second, or you want to wait until the third. Phil said, lastly, sign Tyrann Mathieu, and we will be solid on defense. Sean says, got to say, if we would have successfully traded for Calvin, really the only a third, I would have given Howie tons of credit. I consider making that trade now, even with suspension. Maybe look, trade deadline is, we have until now. The trade deadline is till week 9 of the season. Okay, week 9 is the trade deadline. They could, as of right now. Okay, they could trade for Calvin Ridley before the trade deadline. This way they have him locked up. So we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think that's something that, the Falcons have always been well respected with trades. And obviously, got to give respect to the Falcons for not trade. They could have traded him here, knowing what was going on, and kind of screwed us over for a draft pick, but they didn't. They backed out of it, and the Eagles didn't know why they backed out of it, and then finding out why, and the Eagles gave respect to the Falcons for not making that trade. They understood why. So Phil said A.J. Brown would fit well with Hurts. DK's deep threat, and Hurts doesn't have the arm. Britt says Devontae Parker would be my go-to guy, wide receiver, right, for Miami. Then maybe draft one more receiver, but we should draft defense. If they go after Devontae Parker, they can't make that the signing. They have to go another receiver in this draft. They have to. Like I said, Devontae Parker is going to be cheap this year. Okay, going to be $8.5 million for this year. 2023 is going to be $9 million. So it is. I mean, if they want to pay a receiver $13 million a year, they're paying a lot less. They're paying $5 million less as of right now for a receiver in Devontae Parker. But what you're going to have to give up for him, it better not be more than a 5th round pick. That's all I'm saying. You're not, for a guy that's hurt almost every year. His health has just been a major issue. Like I said, he had 1,100-yard season in 2019. I mean, that was a few years ago. So. Slim Jimmy says, could really appeal in suspension? Yeah, so what's going on is he is appealing this whole thing. For him to be suspended for a year I think is totally ridiculous, okay? Maybe 4 to 5 games, but a whole year? No, I think it's totally ridiculous. Comments are, I really like the White signing. I feel like we're getting Gilmore or Pearson next. It might happen. Gilmore is definitely a big possibility now, 100%. Peterson was only on NFL Network saying that the Eagles will be a good fit. I haven't heard anything that the Eagles were talking to him yet, so I don't know. We never know with certain things behind closed doors. But Gilmore is definitely a possibility. Steven Nelson resigning is a big possibility because Steven Nelson hasn't signed anywhere yet. So kind of makes me sit there and wonder, maybe he is coming back. I don't know. Weapon X Gaming says, "Hey, bro, keep up the good work. Do you keep Reddick at pass rush, or move to linebacker. I think no, they're gonna have him play everywhere. I mean, depending on the what offensive schemes we're playing, certain players. I mean, he's better, and that's what when he got drafted to the Cardinals, that was their issue. They kept him at linebacker. They didn't make him into an edge rusher until before he left Arizona. That was the big problem. When he was with Arizona, but you need to keep him as an edge rusher. I think they're going to have him at Sam linebacker and edge rusher. Plus, like I said, Hassan Reddick's going to play linebacker too. So you're going to have Kyzir White, you're going to have TJ Edwards and Hassan Reddick there. But I think as an edge rusher, he has to be more of an edge rusher than a linebacker this year. He has to be because he needs. I'm looking for him to have 10 plus sacks this year. I'm not even kidding. He had 23 and a half sacks the past 2 seasons as of right now. So. I get it. And appreciate Weapon X Gaming for tuning in, man. Thank you so much. Susan said defensive end or defensive tackle is the first-round pick this year. 100%. They're getting a defensive end or a defensive tackle. Me, I think they're getting defensive tackle. I'm just hoping if they draft a defensive tackle that, they get another guy that's going to line up next to Milton Williams, which I'm actually really excited for Milton Williams to go into his second year because think of it, that third-round pick from Louisiana Tech, that was an analytical pick from Howie Roseman, okay? I never heard of Milton Williams out of the draft last year at all whatsoever. That was a good pick, but can he make the big stride going into year 2? Because he was a nice flash in the pan early in the season. And then later on, that last Cowboys game, and they was against the Cowboys offensive line starters, Milton Williams was tearing it up the more reps he got in that game. He was tearing it up like crazy. Oh, he says, why did Trash Howie sign White instead of Wagner? Because Wagner doesn't want to come here, dude. Wagner wants to get a ring, dude. Just because, there's a team there's a player that's a free agent doesn't mean it's not up to Howie to sign him. It's up to the player if he wants to come here at the end of the day. Wagner wants to go to a Super Bowl contender. He wants to go to the Ravens, the Rams, or stay with the Seahawks. And honestly, the Seahawks are not going to get a Super Bowl now, but there's possibility of him returning there. But that's why, dude. At the end of the day, how he missed out on this player. It's yeah, he missed out. But if that player doesn't want to come here, you can offer him probably a lot of money. If he doesn't want to come here, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Got to take that into account. Zary says, Alabama Eagles are stacked at running back, but I would love Pierre Strong from South Dakota. I would love Kenneth Walker as well. I look, Jordan Howard's got 1 more year left on his contract. I like Kenneth Gainwell a lot. I think he's going to have a big jump this year. Miles Sanders is not getting a new contract as of right now. I don't think they're going to give him a new contract at this moment this year. So we'll see. Miles Sanders is, I like Miles Sanders. I'm a huge Miles Sanders fan, but the guy's got to stay healthy. I mean, he's got to stay healthy. And, to start him, not even 85% healthy for that playoff game against Tampa Bay. And they totally ignored Boston Scott, totally ignored Jordan Howard, totally ignored Devontae Smith. It pisses me off that they gave Miles Sanders all those snaps when he wasn't even 85% healthy. It pisses me off. Comment says if we can't sign Gilmore Pearson, then I'd be down to re-signing Steven Nelson. Yeah, like I said, everyone craps on Steven Nelson. I don't know why, but we had no pass rush. We gave 6 to 8 quarterbacks more than 80% completion percentage. We barely blitzed. I mean, you made Derek Carr look like Joe Montana 31 for 34. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Jones says, hey, Joey, good Saturday afternoon. Appreciate it. Doe says, smash the like button. Appreciate it, Doe. There she has that much, man. Zary says, Briggs, that draft is extremely deep at running back. Will says, first time has a couch for his second year in a row, and he's in the playbook with an injury. He has come back and make these throws with no hesitation. Mine says, Barrett Brooks, former Eagles lineman, has Wyatt over Davis. That's fine. I mean, look, I'm fine with Wyatt or Davis. I don't care who we get. One of those guys, I'm totally fine with. Emmanuel Avedo says, no way Wagner goes back. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, there's a possibility, but he's either going to the Rams or going to the Ravens. One or the other. Benjamin says, Reddick will be edge rusher on third downs for sure. Oh, 100%, man. You have to put him on the line. You got to put him on the line. That's why Reddick's it's gonna help a lot with Reddick. Now, which side is he gonna be on? I don't know. Is he gonna be on Hargrave's side, or is he gonna be on the side where Fletcher Cox is? I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking they're going to maybe put him on Fletcher's side. You know, we got to see what Brandon Graham's doing off his Achilles injury as well. So that's a whole nother thing we got to think about too. Timmy says we should 100% trade Reagor to a wide receiver needy team for whatever they offer. Maybe a bundle him in a third pick, 16 to Green Bay for 22 and a second for them. I mean, that's really not a bad trade either. That trade's really not that bad. So not a bad. Even Kyzir White's a good signing, guys. Like at this point, like if you couldn't get Bobby Wagner, it's a good signing. I think it's a really, really good signing. No problem with it at all whatsoever. I have no problem with it. For a 1-year deal that could potentially be a multi-year deal, sure. Prove it deal this year, perfect. You always want to give these players more motivation to get more money at the end of the day. You know what I mean? First guess says the Minshew guys cracked me up. If we couldn't beat Hurts out for a job last year, what makes you think he will be this year? I think Minshew is a really good. I think he's an above-average backup quarterback. He's cheap this year. He's only over $900,000 for the year. I mean, he's cheap. He's not expensive. You know what I mean? So I think there's some good things that could happen with Gardner Minshew. No problem with it. You know what I mean? I have faith in Gardner Minshew to, if he has to take over a couple games, I got a feeling that he could do it. You know what I mean? So Brandon Cooks for a fourth? Nah, dude. Brandon Cooks is such like a 4 or 5 years ago type move. Like I'm out on Brandon Cooks. Like now, yeah, in his career, I'm out on Brandon Cooks. NJ Fishing says, no reason we shouldn't have been able to get Wagner. Well, he doesn't want to come here, dude. He doesn't want to come here. If he doesn't want to come here, like there's nothing we could do about it. It doesn't matter. Sometimes like teams will offer more money, and some guys go back to teams that offer less money or go to a contending team. I think Wagner is chasing rings right now. Wagner is chasing rings. That's what he's doing right now. That's what he wants to do. Joe says, and Hurts is still good backup right now. Mr. Park said, we need to go all DB, sign Odell, and we are a Super Bowl contender. Well, that's game to agree, Benjamin. Now that we have a good coverage, linebacker and White, put Reddick on Eagles for sure. It's a good signing, guys. Just making sure we're good here. Scoob-Doo says, I wouldn't mind moving up for Kyle Hamilton. We haven't signed a safety yet. Eagles of Land says Christian Watson, Eagles wide receiver coach, worked him out at NSU, a pro day. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah, if that's I thought Aaron Moorhead just did the combine. He did don't you mean the combine, or did he actually do these coaches actually do pro days? Do they actually do pro days for these players at their pro days, these coaches that are already on NFL rosters, or do they just do the combine? I saw Aaron Moorhead worked with the receivers at the combine, but I don't know. I didn't hear about that. Mine says Pascal is what Julio Jones' ceiling would have been. Jay Junk's ceiling would have been Julio Jones. I'm like, what? Like, oh, really? Jay Junk's ceiling would have been. Yeah, Pascal is a number 3 to a number 4 receiver. Good blocker, good special teamer, big body guy. It's definitely so under Nick Sirianni. Was Zach Pascal under Nick Sirianni as the offensive coordinator for the Colts? He had like 600 to 700 yard seasons. Not bad. But now, then when Nick left last year, he only got like over 300 yards. So he got half of his production pretty much. So if Nick knows how to use him, that's great. No problem with it. No problem with it, man. I have no issue with it. Mr. Brady says Tyron, Odell, cut Whiteside, Reagor, then you could do more with the pick. If they sign, if they go over to Devontae Parker and they go draft a receiver, Reagor's definitely done. I mean, JJ's already I think JJ's already on the bubble now with Pascal being here, because now you add him on top of Greg Ward, which they value JJ over Greg Ward. I don't know. I have no idea. Instead of Reagor being treated as number 1 receiver, I would have rather had Greg Ward playing these games. And when Greg Ward showed up a couple times, one good touchdown catch in one of those games. And then when he showed up, he had a couple drops, but the guy barely plays. Like Greg Ward used to be a pure starter for us at one point, a couple years back. So Corey says 5th round pick for Higgins, 5-year senior running back. Michigan never fumbled in the whole college career. Had bench reps from running back with 28. He would be an amazing short down back, completely to Sanders. And look, I would love to get a bruiser back with some elusiveness. Like, look, do what you did with Kenneth Gainwell, a 5th round pick. I mean, he was. I thought Kenneth Gainwell was a steal. Kenneth Gainwell isn't like, I think he's a dual threat back. You can use him as a wide receiver. And look, what I miss what Doug Pearson did in 2019 was putting Miles Sanders in the run game. And the Eagles haven't done that, man. Like Miles in the passing game. In the passing game is ridiculous. I would love to get these receivers in the passing game, which I thought they did with Kenneth Gainwell a little bit. And I would love to see Miles line up as a receiver because when he did in 19, I loved it. I think it was his rookie year. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Zary says, Jets going, then Garrett Wilson, the end of rookie contract with 5 wins, 500 receiving yards. Tony says, is it because his name is Drake? Because I don't understand all this hype for him. Jets gang says, Zachary, Jets O-line is good, bro. Your O-line was top 20 last year, but did we beat you last year? Yes, we did, because that's the way it goes. Because the Jets have not beaten the Eagles in franchise history and never will beat the Eagles in franchise history. So that just happens. Don't matter. At the end of the day, who got the job done? It is what it is. The Jets, and look, I live in New York. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan that lives in New York all my life. Okay, so I understand the Jets. I understand the Giants very well. But the Jets are a total joke. Every year they get excited. And look, I'm telling you, the Jets have signed so many free agents the past 3-4 years and thinking every year they have some type of super team. Okay. I think it was a couple years ago, and that's when they signed all those big after McCagnon got fired. Okay, after he got fired after the draft and free agency, and all those signs, they signed over $123 million in guaranteed money to players, and didn't have the coaching staff for it. Okay, and couldn't get it done. The Jets are always the AFC East is. The Bills are better. Dolphins are better. They're on the edge. They're on the low edge of it. They're on the low edge right now. I don't think they have their quarterback right now. I still don't think they have their quarterback, and they've went from quarterback to quarterback to quarterback. It's just it is what it is. I like Joe Douglas a lot. Obviously, he was with the Eagles. Like I give Joe Douglas credit just because Joe Douglas got put into a really bad situation. Like when he first became the GM, all these big contracts were signed. Like he couldn't do much. He had no wiggle room in the first year of being there. You know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. He was put in a really bad situation. Well, Eagles fans from Canada, very few of us here. I bet. If the Jets, NFC, we would be in the playoffs every year. Gus, did White play a lot last year? Does anyone know what we're getting with this dude? Yeah, he played every game last year, bro. He was healthy all last year. He's not hurt. Yeah, surprisingly, you're this late in free agency and he's not hurt. We're not getting a player that came off injury. Common Star says the culture in New York is bad. The culture in Philly is good, which is why we were able to take our practice squad to the playoffs in 2019 and beat Brady with our backup QB in 18. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. George Joyce says I think we signed somebody else today. Who knows? It might not be today. It might not be today, but we'll see. So. Kayak says young players don't win Super Bowls. Zachary says Jets Becton was horrible since his rookie season, and Land Dickerson is better than your first round left guard. And yeah, that's pretty crazy. And this is Land Dickerson coming off of an ACL injury, 2 ankle, 2 knee injuries, and was supposed to be a late first round pick, and we stole him in the second round. That pick made a big difference. That pick was the huge difference of that draft. That was a B plus draft to an A minus. That made a huge difference for us. I wanted Asante Samuel Jr. or JOK really badly from Notre Dame. So NJ says maybe we wait and get Julio Jones. Need one big dude. No, stay away from that. You have a good. Obviously, I don't know what he wants. Apparently, he's looking for more money. I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, like Julio Jones at 32 years old is looking for more money after the season he had last year. I don't know. Tyler said, what should we do at safety, Joey? I don't know, man. Like, as of right now, they're either going to sign a older cornerback, whether it's going to be Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Peterson, Xavier Rhodes, or Steven Nelson will sign back, or they're going to go in this draft and draft Sauce Gardner in the first round, if that's the case. If that's where they want to go. If they're not going him, if they're going McDuffie, if they're going, they're going Andrew Booth Jr., they're going Alam from Florida. I don't know what they're doing, but we'll see, though. McCreary, I think, is one of the most underrated corners in this draft. I mentioned him on last stream of what's the most underrated guy in this draft. I think McCreary is definitely one of those underrated guys. So Elijah Moore is better than Smith. No, he's not. No, he's not. Sorry, but that's a joke. That's no, he's not. NJ says just one a wide receiver Julio, not going to get more than 7 seasons out of him. Sort of like an Alshon Jeffrey deal. Boost hurts confidence. Jets going, gang, you crazy. If you think Elijah Moore is better than Devontae Smith, Smoke Monday is definitely another guy I would look at too. Another underrated guy. I think a lot of people are not really looking at him as well. Jets 21 rookie class is better. It doesn't matter if the rookie class is better, dude. Who played better overall for the year? Who played better overall? Who played better overall? Who got into the playoffs? Come on now. Are the Jets even sniffing the playoffs ever for the next 50 years? I don't even know. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. I've seen Jet fans could be as bad as Cowboy fans. It's pretty bad. How many games did Smith play? Yeah, but dude, you're taking he played every game last year. I don't care about statistics, bro. Like, our offenses are totally different. Both offenses are totally different. We ran the ball more than we passed the ball last year. We literally broke the record for franchise and rushing yards. We got Byron White with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, what do you think about Penn State wide receiver Jahan Dotson? I do like him. He's a really good vertical threat. Smooth route running. His catching is really good. Dotson's been one of my favorites. Definitely not a first-round talent. Definitely in the second round. So my design says, as sad as it is, we do need a better punter. Yeah, Aaron Sipos was signed at the end of the 2020 season. I mean, he was signed quick. That was a quick punter signing that we had. He's horrible. We beat the Jets. Yeah, we beat the Jets and got into the playoffs. And he's talking about Elijah Moore's better than Devontae Smith. Ooh, oh my God. Give me a break. Common Star said if Smith went to Bengals, he would have had a better year than Chase. Oh, I believe it. I think he would have had over 1,100 yards. 100%. Because I guarantee you, if DK was here, guarantee you if Justin Jefferson was here, Justin Jefferson wouldn't have had 1,400 yards here for his rookie year. There's no way. Philadelphia says, if Hurts has a similar year in 2023, do we get QB next year's draft? Similar? Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Didn't Jets get cooked by Minshew? Short said Eagles should draft. I'm telling you right now, dude, just be careful in this chat because you say one thing that's really bad, you're going to get attacked like really badly in here because I can't control what anybody does in here, but that's what's going to happen. Rio says, I don't care what anyone says. Hurts didn't even throw a Smith when he was wide open almost every play. He still got 900-plus yards, even better than Jamar Chase. With a minute 14 on the clock in that playoff game, he got 60 yards instantly. I mean, he went up to Jalen Hurts and said, give me the ball. Remember earlier in the season when he went up to Nick and said, give me the ball and didn't give it to him? I mean, and then when Jalen Hurts went to the sideline, he's like, were you open? And Devontae Smith was like, yeah, I was open. So I think it's going to boil over this year, man. I think it's honestly going to boil over. Jets gang. Jets are pathetic. Zachary says, Fred Flores, he had 3 punts over 80 last year. Tech says, good sign with White, but does that mean we don't draft linebacker? Philadelphia says CJ Stroud over Bryce for me. Sarah says Jets gang near Jets would win 5 games in the NCAA. We got Susan said Eagles need to draft Thibodeau to keep Barnett off the field. Yeah, Thibodeau's going to be a top 6, top 7 pick this year. That's unfortunate. I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to acquire him unless they move up top 6. That's the old top 7, top 6. I mean, that's the only reason. That's the only way you're going to acquire him. It's going to be obviously Hutchinson's going top 3. You're going to have Thibodeau's going top 6. You got Trevon Walker's going top 10. Ojabo's now out, so Jermaine Johnson could be 8 to 12. Karlaftis is going to be available. Jamal Matty says the Jets are the Giants of the AFC. Yeah, probably. Guys, I'm hoping we draft Chris Harris in the second round. The guy is a monster and underrated. No, I liked his. I really enjoyed his pro day, and I think he adds more to the table. I really do. Hargrave says Eagles are moving up for defensive end, defensive tackle, QB. Bryce says we need 2 safeties, especially for depth in the future. I mean, look, I think Marcus Epps is good depth, but they need that other safety next to Anthony Harris. I don't know what they're doing. Aaron Sharp says, shout out to Joey Shakes. I appreciate everything he covers and keeps us updated all the time, bro. This is a 365 a year thing that we're doing here. This is all year. We don't stop all year. We don't take a break. We keep moving, man. We couldn't stop moving. We keep moving. We have 355 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in here right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. Definitely check that out. If you guys haven't, it's going to be a lot of fun this year. This offseason is one of the most important offseasons for the Philadelphia Eagles. Very excited for it. Like I said, we did make a video on Kyzir White, so definitely check that out. Check out some of the content. Check out some of the memberships in the pinned comment description below for miscellaneous videos, draft highlight reactions, and stuff that I really can't put on YouTube because it's either copyright or really over the top horrible, really bad. So, definitely check out some of that. But subscribe and like the stream. Let's try to get the stream to 300 likes today if we can. If not, it's no big deal. But I like having a goal in these streams. Like, it's nice to have a little goal, So I appreciate everybody for definitely dropping by. Philadelphia says, you're not too hopeful for Kevon Wallace. No, he talks more than he plays. He talks he tried to be some he's always hurt, okay? He's just not living up to what he's supposed to be. He's trying to make himself look like Brian Dawkins half the time. I mean, that's what really pissed me off about him. And I remember when we were playing bad on his rookie year, and he was like, whoever's not with the team, he tweeted out some crap about, if you're not with the team, don't root for us when we're playing well. Like, he talked all this crap. Like, dude, you don't even start, dude. Like, don't even talk. You're a special teamer that got hurt. So stop talking all that crap because you got nothing. Tyler says that Trevon Walker has the second highest odds to number 1. It gets crazy as high as he's going to go. Dude, Trevon Walker had a good combine, but 6 sacks with Georgia's defensive line. That's all he did with Georgia. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, he only had 6 sacks. Like, wouldn't you think you're playing next to Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt and you only got 6 sacks? I don't know, bro. The combine was really good. I thought he did even better than Ojabo in that combine. But it's just like he didn't do much more than what he did in Georgia, and I feel like he should have done more. Zari says, Jets gang, you're in the AFC Patriots division. J17 says, yo, Joe, I just got here. What do you think about the new sign? I love it, man. Kyzir White's a good signing, man. His coverage is pretty good. He's a good blitzer. Guy can make good tackles, 144 tackles, 2 picks, 1 sack last year. He was healthy all year. And they tried, the Chargers tried to re-sign him. And he didn't want to go back. Plus, apparently from the chat told me that he's from Pennsylvania, which I guess trying to staying at home, staying near home, I guess. James says Jet and Giants are the worst that don't have a quarterback. Andy says Jets gang, AFC may run the NFL, but the Jets run the basement. Commissar, are you going to watch the USFL? Philadelphia has a team, and they got a good QB as well. I don't know who the QB is. I kind of want to cover the Philadelphia Stars, but I was thinking about covering them as well. Mine says, Joey, you just take a few seconds off of ball. What's your favorite drink on a Saturday? Oh man, I like There's a lot of stuff. I like Coronas like a lot. Corona with lime. Corona with lime. I like twisted teas as well. I like having twisted teas, stuff like that. I'm not really a big like pure alcohol type guy. I like mixed drinks. I like those female drinks, those mixed drinks and stuff. That's what I like. I'm not into the hard liquor stuff. So Eddie said, Jet Gang, Eagles were coverage team last year, and Eagles smoked the Jets. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I don't know how there's no you're the only Jet fan that would actually come in here and like start stuff. Like how, I don't know where you came from. I have no idea. I don't know where you came from, but Corey said Jets are gang just here to stir the pot. He says AFC runs the NFL, but NFC won the Super Bowl the last 2 years. But who says that though? I understand that, but who says that though? Corona with lime, definitely, bro. And honestly, I just started drinking Coronas maybe last year. I started drinking Coronas. Like I really wasn't a big Corona guy till I actually like really didn't try it. But the lime, man, that makes a huge difference. I don't know why, but it does. Y'all didn't smoke Zach Wilson scored every drive. Robert says players should avoid California and New York because of the taxes and save on money. Cash Alzine says, do you think we'll sign Gilmore? There's a big possibility they could. They could actually sign Gilmore. It could actually happen. It could happen. Kanye Gang says, be happy. A Jet fan is here to support Joey yesterday. I guess. I guess Jet fans want to support. I don't know. What about Julio Jaeger? No, I don't drink. No, I don't drink that. I haven't drank that since probably when I turned 21. Like, no joke. And I'm 31 going on 32 in June. So. Limit Jets Gang, what's your record versus? Okay. Mike says, anyone know how much cap space we have now? I don't know. If we had 23.1 million, we probably have about 17, 18 million dollars. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just subtracting 5 million from this year. Taking Eagles, our team wanted to trade up for Zach. That's definitely not true. Number one, that's definitely not true. Jets didn't trade. The Eagles weren't interested in Zach Wilson, dude. Phil Milligan says, I really hope we trade one of our first for next year for a QB potentially. Urel says, Joey, who you would prefer draft, Bryce Young or CJ? I mean, I like Bryce Young a lot. I think I haven't watched too much of CJ Stroud, so you guys would probably know more than me. So, Derek says, Jets gang, Robert Salah already putting much said he's taking a defensive line, and I guarantee Joe Douglas won't take a receiver over O-line. Probably not. Sky says Jets going is real salty about rooting for a bad team. Phil says like Corona, but got to try a Stella. It's the best. I never had Stella before. Nick said our second string would stomp the Jets, and we're not even good. Professor Chaos says, "Hi Joey, how do you feel about known Philadelphia Stars QB Zach Wilson?" Commissar says Bryce Young all day. The next Russell Wilson. Really? Juan says, if we were a draft a QB, would you want and why? I think Malik Willis because he's got a high ceiling. If you want the player right now that could throw right now and that could really start right now, I think that's Kyle. I think that's Kenny Pickett as of right now. But I think with Malik Willis, you have a higher ceiling. But I don't know that, and I don't even want any of these quarterbacks. I mean, I just don't. Peroni, isn't that Italian beer? Peroni's Italian beer, isn't it? Cowboys best team in y'all division. Jets have more playoff wins. God, I mean, this is a Jet fan. We're talking. This is a Jet fan. Your Bryce Young reminds me. You know what? Actually, I want to talk about the Jets right now. If you want to spam and keep spamming, that's fine. But right now, you're not needed because we have more things to talk about. That's how it's going to go. And I never do that. I never time anybody out, but that's what's going to happen right now. Pippin, the new linebacker has a good season. We shall see. Yeah, I mean, I think I just timed him out. Like we're not, like the Jet. We're not talking about the Jets right now. Sorry, but the Jets. No, we're good. We're good. So we'll see if he comes back. New linebacker had a good season. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. With Kyzir White, I think 1 year deal, a prove it year deal for Kyzir White. See what he does. Very exciting. So we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. What do I have? What time? a minute. I got an hour 43 right now. Hour 43. Let's do yeah, Peroni is a time beer. I thought so. But my father used to drink that all the time. Matt says, yeah, he was getting overly annoyed. Yeah, no, sorry. The Jet fans, come on. Like, why? We're not even in the same division. Come on now. Or the conference. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, just get out of here. Let me Casa watch some top tape dude. He could run as well. Tony says that's bad when Joey has to put a hammer. It's just like, why? Like, what's the point? There's like no point. What do you think we're doing with our 3 picks? I think we're going after defensive tackle and wide receiver right now. I don't think we're using a 3rd pick in this draft. Everyone thinks we're going to be using all 3 picks. It's not going to happen. David says most likely to have a breakout season for Eagles next year. A breakout season next year? Devontae Smith's got to have a breakout year next year. Miles Sanders should have a breakout season next year. Hassan Reddick. I mean, at this point, you got to have some of these guys have to, get more productivity right now. I mean, look, guys, when you think about it, when you think the Eagles are that bad, there's always a team that's that worse than we are. Like, just think about it. Like, you think like we complain and we just crap on this team every day. But I'm telling you right now, there's always another team out there that's worse than us right now. I'm telling you. I am telling you. It's always that. Matt says, it's one thing to be a fan of the team, but talk crap even when you haven't been relevant for years. I swear to God, like, they sold their soul to the devil when they won their 1 Super Bowl. I swear, they did. I'm not even talking about 1 Super Bowls, but, man, it was years ago. I mean, it was Joe Namath sold his soul to the devil for the Jets to win that Super Bowl. Literally, he went to the devil and said, let me win this Super Bowl because right now, like, we won't be relevant for another 200 years, and that's the way it's going to go. 0-12, bro. That's what I told him the first thing he came in. Even when you're talking crap, you can't even talk crap about, Zach Wilson scored on every drive. Elijah Moore is better than Devontae Smith. Like, you're an idiot. Shakes, you're around my age 34. Is Hugh Douglas still available? Fred Flores says, other fans can match Eagles' passion. Commissar says, Smith and Watkins better have breakout years. They should have over near 1,000 yards. I agree. But I feel like they're not done at wide receiver this year at all. Do you really think we sign Matthew or look at safety in the draft, opinion wisely? I mean, they could. They could. So, could happen. Big Bacon says this is a great draft for defensive help, pretty deep. Flyers for and flies. So hopefully we break the trend on those 1-year deal linebackers. We signed Zach Brown, Corey Nelson, Eric Wilson, etc. Because Eric Wilson was really bad. Just remember we signed Eric Wilson and didn't play well, and then Jatavis Brown. Remember Jatavis Brown ended up retiring after he signed a 1-year deal with the Eagles. I mean that hurt us a little bit. You know what I mean? Brando Bear says, like the Kyzir White move, hope it doesn't stop Howie from drafting a linebacker. It is only a 1-year deal. Matt Weeks says, the funniest thing, he wasn't pulling in facts, just spewing random nonsense. Yeah, I get it. NJ says, Hurt's going to surprise everyone and drop 4,300 yards in the air. Look, I hope he does, man. I wish nothing more than Jalen Hurts to work out. I wish nothing more for Jalen Hurts to work out, dude. I really do. I want him to work out so badly. The truth says, will we ever use first-round capital on a linebacker? This is the perfect year to do it. So I would do it. I'd pull the trigger on it. But I think it gives them more flexibility to draft linebacker in the second round as well. Steven says, do you think the Eagles will address more on the defensive side of the ball than offensive side? I mean, they're in free agency as of right now. I think defensively they're going to add up maybe another piece, and then focus on the draft. I think one more signing and they focus on the draft. Where they get another safety. A safety in the corner is really all I'm looking for right now in free agency, so we'll see. Mr. Price says Tyron and Patrick would be so great. I'm awake. Are you said I meant we're going to beat breaks off Carson. Uriel says, I think We could pull a car. I think we could pull a car so when she or move up several times in the draft next year, either C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. Mullen says, I want him to work out, but 4,300 yards is laughable. John says, I think Derek Stingley falls to them at 15. I want to see just if he's going to be the same player. I mean, if he's still the same player coming off the Lynch Frank injury. That's what I want to see. You think we are likely to get Gilmore or Matthew? Gilmore is more of a possibility than Matthew. Matthew is looking for the right situation, the right contract, the right money. If that's the case, the Eagles aren't getting him. It's just not. I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm actually going to be on another stream. I'm actually be on Mitch Kofsky. I'm going to be on his channel later on today at 5 for an hour. About 50-minute stream. John says Gilmore went to another team. Mine says, is New York pizza truly the best? Bro, you have no idea. I've tried pizza in New Jersey, and it tastes like it's horrible. It's what they use in the dough. It's the salt. It's the salt they use. They put salt water in dough. You know what I mean? Like pizza in New Jersey is horrible. In New York, it's man, you have no idea. You have no idea. There's a pizza place on every corner, but I'm not saying every pizza place is great. Like you gotta have those spots. Tyler says Gilmore played with Reddick last year, right? Yeah, with the Panthers, yes. Jay said, I'm worried about a corner opposite of Slay. I want them to go corner in the first round. Hey, look, they could. Sauce Gardner came in for a pre-draft visit, so it's really good to see. It's really good to see. Oh, Shakes, please. You hang out with me in New York, you're gonna find the best pizza spots. Trust me. So, Wook says, who should be our draft target if we trade up? If we trade up, it should be Kyle Hamilton. It could be, I don't know. It could be Kayvon Thibodeau if he moves past 6, 7. If they move up in the draft, it could be for Garrett Wilson. It could, if they're going top 10, it could be for one of these receivers as well. Kyoto Prince says, I love to grab Ojabo if he falls in the second or third round once he's held first round talent on a steal. Yeah, I would do that too. Second round, not really. Third round, I'm definitely more comfortable with drafting somebody at that time. 100%. I would do it. So Gilmore is apparently in talks with Gilmore. He's talking to himself? Is he talking to himself? Is there any news on Gilmore right now? What is going on? What's going on with Gilmore right now? Is there anything going on with Gilmore, or are we going to say the same thing that happened yesterday pretty much? Oh, Chiefs? Well, I saw that news, but that was, I think that's old news. I mean, that was from a couple of days ago, but I think the not only the Chiefs, the Bengals were talking to him too. So, and obviously the Bengals have Eli Apple, so I can see why they want to upgrade from that position. JB, that's because you were on the wrong side of the Hudson River. Euro says, I wouldn't even be mad if we got Derek Stingley. I think potentially he could be a steal. I mean, we'll see. I'm up in the air about Stingley just because if he is the same player that obviously coming off that Lynch Frank injury. Those Lynch Frank injuries are no joke. You know what I mean? So hopefully we'll see him at his pro day, see how he does. Moogie says, trade for Devontae Parker, trade Jordan Davis. Draft Jordan Davis, Jermaine Johnson, trade up for Sauce Gardner, or draft Stingley. What do you think? They could do that. I mean, as long as they get Devontae Parker, they can't stop at Devontae Parker and call that like the signing at wide receiver. There's no way they're doing that. He's a cheap option, but you can get a cheaper option in the draft. But obviously, for a first-round pick, that's going to get paid, but you got to add 2 receivers if you get Devontae Parker. You have to have Devontae Parker and another guy. Jermaine Johnson, I like. And trade on for Sauce, I do like. Or Stingley. I like those moves too. So, Matt says, so Chiefs are talks with Gilmore. Mr. Price said, if they put trust into Hurts and get rid of RPO BS, treating him like he's Lamar Jackson, he will be. Well, that's the problem. Can he be just a pocket guy? That's what I'm saying. Like, he's used to an RPO system, so you're kind of taking his strength away from his play. I think an RPO is fine. with Nick Foles, it worked out perfectly. But obviously, he's not running with the football in his hands. But with the RPO system, it worked out really well for him. I think you're taking away a big strength if you take it away from him. Gardner Minshew was just a pure passing quarterback. So he did some play action. He did some read op. He barely did a read option in that game. That's why this whole entire offense changed dramatically. So Jay Crit says, how many more one-year deals are we going to do every year as a reload of this team? Can we please sign people? Well, dude, this is late, and you're in the 13th day, almost 2 weeks of free agency. Like these other signings, you're not giving long-term deals to. Like, do you want to be under the cap or over the cap? Do you want to have cap space for next year? We can't just give out big contracts. You got to give out. Look, at the end of the day, at linebacker, okay, you have T.J. Edwards that's here for this year and next year. Okay, Davion Taylor's here for another year, and Kyzir White has a chance to really prove himself. And getting more money. So we'll see. So we got Stephen Vale says, who's Kyzir White? Never heard of him. He's I think he's very good. Was not hurt last year. 144 tackles, 1 sack, 2 picks, healthy all year. Coverage is pretty good. You got a prime starter that the Chiefs were. The Chargers were trying to re-sign. So. Professor says, stay away from Parker, honestly. It wouldn't be exciting for me to sign Parker. Oh my God, we got Devontae Parker. No, if this was like 3-4 years ago, yeah, sure. This was like 3-4 years ago. Damn, yeah, I would love it. But right now, I'm not liking it because he's never healthy. Matt says, we need to use all our picks to help her succeed this year. I don't think you have to use all your picks to help her succeed. I mean, defensively, you have to build your defense right now. Look, if they add a receiver in free agency, they add another one in the draft. I mean, you're going to use the draft for at least one offensive guy, at least 2 between a wide receiver, maybe a running back, and maybe an offensive lineman. Our 3 positions of need as of right now. You're always going to draft an offensive lineman every single year. So, Steve H says Sally's Pizza in Connecticut is good. Mine is on says favorite music artist. Let's say top 5. Let's tell you take a break. Corey Taylor says Jordan Davis and Kobe Dean, then trade back for more draft capital next year. Take George Pickens in second. If we don't take Dean in first, take wide receiver, then Harris in the second. I would like that too. The truth says, do you personally believe Sauce is the best cornerback in the upcoming draft? Look, I used to not think that because I thought his backtrack speed was really bad because I think the 40 time I thought before the combine was a 4.6, but he ran a good 40 time. His coverage is really good. Didn't give up a touchdown last year. So, I mean, from what it said, yeah, he could be the top guy. And then Stingley, if he's not without this injury, could be probably above him, to be honest with you. But with that Lynch Frank injury, coming off of that, is a pro day going to be good enough for Derek Stingley to say, hey, he's already telling teams, do not pass up on me because you're going to make a big mistake. He's already kind of putting teams in their place right now and saying, don't pass up on me because you're going to make a big mistake and you're going to pay for it later on. I get it, Ray said people are calling me crazy, but I see Hurts as the next Russell Wilson if he develops correctly. I don't know. The next Russell Wilson's kind of like saying it too early right now. Not really sure, but we will see. We will see. We got Philly fan D say has really tried to appeal to suspension. Apparently he's going to. I don't think it's been official yet, so I haven't seen anything on him yet. Big Ben said complete back, 1,000-yard running, 500-yard receiving would make Jalen better player. Burrow and Herbert got that. Yeah, I mean, look, the run game is definitely going to help. Having this offensive, I mean, we're lucky that Jalen Hurts has his offensive line right now because you could plug in any running back in this offense. I think that's going to be the future for this team because, honestly, I don't know if the Eagles are going to pay a running back for the future. Miles Sanders, I wouldn't give him an extension right now. He really needs a big year this year. He needs to stay healthy, and he really needs to get forward with everything that's going on. He really does. Seduce's in River Edge, New York is best. Jane says, I would love Jordan Davis. I feel like his ceiling is Hall of Fame. Yeah. 6'6", 340 pounds. I just coughed. That's why that sounded weird. So at 6'6", 340 pounds, the one thing I have to watch out for Jordan Davis is his weight going forward because they might have him drop a couple pounds going into the NFL. I don't know. Maybe not. Okay. But as of right now, they need to watch his weight and make sure his weight doesn't increase and not losing his explosiveness because I'm telling you, as a nose tackle at 6'6", 340 pounds, he has got some quickness. He could definitely play in a 4-3 system. Okay, pin his ears back and let him be disruptive. That's why he's coming here. And the Eagles were probably drooling over Jordan Davis. I think pretty much every team was drooling over Jordan Davis in this draft. So where he's going to get drafted and where he's going to be in this draft, I don't know. Top 10 pick. He could make it out of the top 10. We need more middle linebackers. I think they could add more. I think they'll add more between the first and second round. I don't think with White. I don't think it stops there. I don't think it stops there. Trevor says we need a cornerback, defensive end, maybe wide receiver. I could see them drafting a QB though. They drafted Hurts behind Wentz. Philly Fan D says DeLaro's is the best tomato pie. I've never had tomato pie ever, and I heard everyone says it's really good. NFL Steve H said they have a separate pizzeria from the fancy place. I'm getting hungry now. Now we're talking about pizza. Google, what's the best pizza? New Jersey ranked number 1 in the best. Oh, really, huh? Jojo says, what do you think our next offseason move will be? I think we are still top 5 in cap space. I think we'll be under the cap next year as well. But I don't know what it's going to look like next year. I have no idea. Somebody in the chat did the math and told me that it should be a lot. I mean, depending if everything goes well. If they restructure extend Jayvon Hargrave, they'll save money. Okay, if they actually restructure Isaac Seumalo's got an okay. It's not a huge contract, but it's okay. You know what I mean? They could save some money for next year as well if that's what they want to do. Fred Krause says Davis tied with Hamilton is the most likely to be drafted 3rd overall. We'll see about that. I don't know. We'll see about that. James says, is Howie going to make a trade? Maybe for a wide receiver. Could happen. I don't know. Tony says, I like welfare cheese, so Salvatore isn't that bad. Mr. Prace says, Taylor will have a big year at linebacker with White. Steve H says, Maniac, that's the only place I've ever popped up. Let's see here. Let's see here. Charger fans, right? Probably upset about. Charger fans aren't happy about Kyzir White leaving, man. People are pissed about it, to be honest. But I mean, as of right now, do they really need him that badly? Probably not. But I mean, he would have helped out a lot for that team. 100%. We are over 2 hours on stream as of right now. If there's 309 people in the chat, much love to everybody that joined the stream today. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Definitely really excited about this offseason. One of the most important offseasons for the Philadelphia Eagles as of right now. So definitely really excited. You guys haven't subscribed, like the stream. If you guys haven't as well, we try to get to 200 likes or over that if we can. Thank you so much, everybody, that's been joining the past 13 days. Or if you're new here, then great. But we've been going crazy. The streams have been going crazy. You guys make these streams, man. At the end of the day, you guys make all these streams. Without you guys, there's no me. And that's just the way it is. So I'm actually going to put a poll up right now. Do you like the – hold on. Do you guys like the White signing? We're going to put that in there now. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Why not as of right now? Let's do some votes. I should have put that in earlier, but it is what it is. It's okay, though. It is what it is. Let's see here. The individual says running backs will go late this year. Yeah, I say mid-rounds are perfect for running backs if you want a running back, definitely. Jeff says, would you be happy with the round 1 to 2 haul? Philly, 8, Ahmad Gardner, cornerback, Cincinnati, 16, Devontae Wyatt, DT, Georgia, David Ojabo, edge, Michigan, 2023, Washington, first, 23. I don't get it what you're saying. You're saying trading Washington first, 2023, Washington second. You mean trading with Washington, trading back you're talking about? I mean, I like those picks. The truth is, would you like Baker over Hurts? I personally wouldn't, but Hurts has improved as a passer. I wouldn't, dude. At this point, Baker wants. At this point, they have to trade him, and I'm not giving up any picks for Baker Mayfield. There's no way that's happening. No way that's happening. I am not a fan of it. So that's definitely going to go crazy. All right. I had to do something real quick. Uriel says Jordan Davis, great, but I wouldn't trade up for him because there's too much more talent at defensive tackle like Wyatt from Georgia and Perry or Winfrey from Oklahoma. That could potentially get later on. Matt says never had any New York pizza, to be honest. Yeah, it's good, man. What are your chewing Philly fans since the 80? Only chew one thing during games, man. Yeah, I'm doing dip, unfortunately. Steve said, anybody ever go to John's in Bleecker Street? Tony says, to be honest, the white sign does nothing for me. Not good or bad. It's not exciting for everybody. I get it. You got to look at it as a whole for our wide receiver group as of right now. You just got to look at it as a whole right now. First guess, I like Kenneth Walker, to be honest. Maybe trade 19 for a second, future first, and get him in the second. I don't think they're going that early for a running back. For a running back, I don't think they're going that early. I don't think that's happening. That's really early for a running back right now. I don't think that's happening. Charles says Baker is what he is. I don't think he gets any better than what we've seen despite injury. Euro says supposedly the reason Deshaun Watson didn't want to come to Philly was because he didn't want to take place Jalen Hurts since they are good friends. I guess I don't even know if that's true, but I mean that's what we heard. But I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are making that trade anyway. Look at all the picks they gave up. I mean, just ridiculous. Trade the video says trade pick 16 or 19 Falcons or Lions, but not Miami. They really could contend next year and pick could be worse than ours. It's really up to Tua because this is, I mean, the Miami Dolphins, I give them credit because they have set up Tua to really make some noise this year. Do you like Taylor and White together? Yeah, I do. But Davion Taylor can't. I really like TJ Edwards and Davion Taylor together, but Davion Taylor can't stay healthy. He was hurt in the offseason, and he was hurt before the bye week with a knee injury, and then he was out the rest of the year. He was going to come back, and then they couldn't get him back, and then he just ended up going to IR. It's not good. Jonathan says, hey, Joe, I think we'll go DT defensive end wide receiver in the first. Joshua says, did you hear the Brady to the Dolphins rumors? Yeah, that's not true, dude. Yeah, obviously, that's ridiculous. Brothers Cat said, what do you think about cornerback and DT in the first and linebacker in the second? I think that's perfect. I love that. Cornerback and defensive tackle in the first, linebacker in the second. I think that's great. You could rebuild your defense in this draft, guys. You could rebuild your defense in this draft. I'm not even kidding. You can get it done. Professor says, what do you think about going cornerback, DT in the first and linebacker in the second? Oh, wait, actually. Albert Verser says, I see the Birds trading one of their first-round picks for a first next year, grab a receiver, and Jermaine Johnson or Karlaftis picking up another second this year, grabbing linebacker and a decent cornerback in the second. I like that, too. If it was for Jermaine Johnson, I like it, and obviously getting another second-round pick, trading back your first, getting another second-round pick for 2022 this year, and drafting a cornerback and a linebacker. I like it. Big Pickens at Reddick and Lloyd would be crazy. The truth says, do we have cap space to get Tyrann Mathieu? I don't know what he wants. I mean, it's about contract. I don't know what he wants. I don't know what team he wants to go to. What's interested with him? I don't know where he wants to go. Tony said nobody mentioned TJ Edwards, and I don't get why. Like people were saying, like why is everyone mentioning Davion Taylor before TJ Edwards? Edwards has been our best linebacker the past couple of seasons when given the chance. Because if you guys remember, he's undrafted. He was an undrafted guy, and Jim Schwartz never really gave him a chance. He showed flashes, but we never really gave him that chance. So TJ Edwards is TJ Edwards is signed. Yeah, I made a mistake. If I said that before, I apologize. TJ Edwards is not a free agent until after 2023. So after next year, he's a free agent. So Eric Long said they have a draft Devin Lloyd. He is a stud. Tony says this defense got better when they put TJ Edwards. Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, if they don't have TJ Edwards on the field, I mean, it's definitely he's not the best. He's not. He's nothing like spectacular, but he's very solid. He's really good. Can says Kyzir is a great pickup here. I probably wanted to double dip on first round linebackers and thought he would be a smarter alternate pick 1 and B. Euro says we've had great off-season signings this year, but to put together in a potentially good draft, I could see this becoming Super Bowl contenders in 1 to 2 years. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping this team becomes. Well, that's the thing, dude. It's really up to Jalen Hurts. If Hurts doesn't play well, they draft a quarterback next year that's not going to get to the Super Bowl in this rookie year. I don't know. It's a long shot. It's a long shot. It might not be for another. If you count this year, it might not be for another 2 years. Because if you draft a quarterback next year, you're not going to the Super Bowl unless he's just absolutely amazing with what we have and way ahead of his time right now. And it could be like 2024 could be the time where we really contend. I mean, we can contend probably for the playoffs next year, but going into 2024 would be the year like where we should be set with our roster and set with our quarterback. If that's the case, you know what I mean? So I definitely get it. You know what I mean? I definitely get it. I get it. The truth says, do you feel that we missed out on Jameson, Crowder, or Pascal, or Crowder interchangeable? No, dude, I wouldn't even. No, I mean Pascal could play outside and inside, but he's nothing more than a third to number 3 to number 4. I'm going to average you 600 to 700 yards a season. Nothing crazy, but Crowder, no. I want to. No, I would go either you go free agency. If you want to go sign Devontae Parker, go ahead, but you better not be giving up more than a 5th round pick for him. I mean, he's never healthy. But I think the Eagles are going after first round talent. The Eagles were going to pay a receiver $13 million a year this year. So if that's the case, go into this draft and go draft one. If you want to get that other weapon, you want to put more around Jalen Hurts for no excuse for Jalen Hurts to set up to be in a good spot for next year, they got to get it done. Paul says, why is betting himself to have a good season and then gets a nice 3-year next offseason smart for him? Yeah, I think so too. I think it's good for him. New team. See if he can, I think putting him on, I think part of it is like when you're with the Chargers, are people going to overlook him because people are going to say, well, he's part of a really good defense. But if White is coming to a rebuilding defense right now that if he starts to outshine and starts to really show up as a sore thumb right now, yeah, he could get another contract. Trevor Perkins said Barnett averaged 2.5 sacks a year. We're good to go on the defensive line. First Cat says, honestly, the Barnett signing, same energy as a family member passing away. Yeah, man. We don't know what we paid Barnett yet. We haven't got any numbers on Barnett yet. I haven't seen anything on Barnett. So, no idea. Couldn't tell you. Until I find out those numbers, I'll post it on YouTube. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen much of anything as of right now. Brad says our defense right now is similar to the Chargers. That's why I think Nick and Howie got him. Well, I think if he's from Pennsylvania, that's probably another thing too. He can stay near home. And on top of that, he wants to kind of make his own mark on another team. He wants to, kind of make his own mark somewhere else. So I think that's another thing too. He wants to stand out with a defense that's rebuilding too. So Paul says stars like TJ Edwards on the inside. K. White will start on the outside with Davion Taylor replacing TJ on obvious passing downs and situations. Ron Stan said Wilson is the only receiver worth a first-round pick by the Eagles. Hurst ahead. What's going on, man? Big Pickens says Barnett just having to play smart. His penalties were backbreaking, still very young, frustrating indeed. Yeah, I don't know why they even re-signed him. For depth purposes, I guess it makes sense, but if he costs us drives, it's really going to hurt us. Do you think we can get a third or second round pick for Sanders? Yeah, probably. Probably. We could probably get a third round pick for a second round pick for him. I could probably agree with that. I wouldn't get a fourth rounder for him. I think he's got more value than that, but the guy has to stay healthy. I mean, that's just the truth. Burnett was paid in tasty cakes and $1 sweet teas. Paul said, I'm guessing that Barnett got 2-year, 15 deal, $7.5 million per season. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know though. Reverend Beal, what's going on, man? Said, what up, Joey? Been up a while, been up all night and still missed this news until just now. Good move. Yeah, I think it's a solid move. I think it just made our linebacker core better. 100%. 100%. I think so. I think it definitely did. I think it definitely did. So I think yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go. You get Kyzir White, you got Davion Taylor, TJ Edwards is playing at a pretty good level, high level right now. Plus, you have him for another year. I made a mistake because I thought TJ Edwards was a free agent after this year, but I was wrong. So they extended him. They extended him 2 years, which I totally forgot. You know what I mean? So I made that mistake as of right now. So we'll see when the time comes. We will see of what this defense is going to be, because really, if you add these little pieces in free agency and really do well in this draft and get some guys in here, I'm telling you, it's going to look really good. It's going to look absolutely amazing as of right now. So I'm pretty pumped for it. I'm pretty pumped for it right now of what they're going to do. Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. The truth says, are you going to be streaming Philadelphia 76ers come playoff time? I don't know. Like, I really don't stream I really don't even cover the Sixers because I just don't have time. Like, I already work on 2 YouTube channels. I work on another YouTube channel, and I just have so much. And plus, I work my normal job, so I try to watch the Sixers if they're on, because I live in New York, so I really don't get them on TV a lot. But obviously, with the playoffs, they'll be on TV, obviously. So, I would like to. I wouldn't mind it. Jay Koch says Barnett will be a 1-year rental. I bet the contract structure where they can come move on from the second year if they choose. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Like, I don't think he's locked in for 2 years. FMRL Flash says, assuming we get Gilmore safety secondary will be an important need in the first of the board. They'll look defensive tackle, wide receiver, linebacker. The safety quarterback. Yeah, I agree. Joe Harris says, I believe it. We draft Dean, TJ, and Dean in the 5-2 defense, Reddick, Dean, and White in the 4-3. Euro says, Garrett Wilson said Devontae Smith is the best wide receiver he's ever seen in his own eyes, and he would love to come to Philly because he thinks that they would do some real damage. Yeah, dude, saying that they would be like a problem. He's like, me and Devontae Smith would be a problem. Dude, telling you, Garrett Wilson, even from Olave too. Olave said he would be a really good mentor. Devontae Smith would be a good mentor to him. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm pumped, man. I am pumped for this more than anything else. Delusional says Eagles and Washington are the NFC East teams to beat. The truth says, could you rank the QBs in the NFC East? Oh my God. I mean, I would put Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz, and Daniel Jones as of right now. It is. The NFC East is very sorry because nobody really got better. I mean, really, you look at all these teams, like, who got better in the NFC East? Like, I don't know who got better. I don't know who did. No idea. Wish I knew. Wish I had an idea, but no idea as of right now. No idea. Wish I had an idea. So yep, that's the way it's going to go. Food Fine says, you don't understand how excited I am for this draft. A bunch of good talent we will miss, but yet again, Howie drafting. Brand Peck says Tom Brady is going to the Dolphins. Christopher said we need to get Avante a bruiser back for like Trey Burks. A bruiser back? Give me a bruiser back. He's not a running back. Oh, Trey Burks. Sorry, I read that name wrong. Reverend Bio said 3 teams got better than Wentz went to Washington. Philly fan D said Wilson going top 10. I don't see them moving up to take a receiver. You never know, bro. You never know. I think they'll take Olave or they'll take I think they'll take either or, to be honest with you. The Cowboys better replace everyone leaving. That's the truth. Cal said 3 players need to be gone in order for the Eagles to get better. Barnett, J.J. Rager, no playoffs for the Eagles next year. Paul says Eagles still need to upgrade their safety position and really miss the boat in free agency as there are 4 to 5 second-tier players who are an upgrade over Anthony Harris. Tony says watching paint dry is faster than this team making moves. Dad says Cowboys going to take a big step back this year. I agree. I think they're going to too. I think their offensive line's overrated. CD has got to be the number one guy now. Ezekiel Elliott's getting paid $18 million and is only good enough to be a 4 rushing yard back. I mean, that's really it, because I think Tony Pollard's a better back. They took a hit at defensive line. They brought Curse back, which I think Cowboy fans really weren't even a fan of last year. So Big said Burks Fitz needs a Debo type of wide receiver. Edwards says I still like an odd add Peppers at safety, and he was hurt last year, so I don't know if Peppers is going to be that guy that comes over here. So Mitch Koski, what's going on, man? Said the Eagles need much more. Kyzir White is a good sign, but not a great sign. Like I said, it's a good signing, but he's not he's not anything crazy, but very solid. I think he could actually be better than TJ Edwards, to be honest with you. But he's kind of working for himself this year. So, and if you guys haven't subscribed to Mitch Kofsky as well, I'm going to be on his channel around 5:00 Eastern time today, and then we have the Philly Shakedown tonight at 9. So it's going to be like a lot of streams today. So I put out one video. I don't think I'm putting out any more videos. I got 3 streams, so I'm going to be on 3 different streams today. So it's going to be a busy day today. Busy day. Delusional says Eagles have the most dangerous quarterback in the East than Wentz. The Mary Hicks says we should go get Jamal Adams. And I'm surprised. Jamal Adams went to Seattle to be a contender. That's why he left the Jets. So as of right now, I'm surprised he hasn't wanted out yet or tried to trade for him yet. So I'm not sure. Paul said Olave would be a perfect fit for the Eagles as a vertical slot receiver. Garrett Wilson is an outside the numbers receiver, which is what Devontae is. Eagles need that crosser, seam, and slant receiver. That's true too. Olave has got that sneak speed for his size and could catch anything. That's what I think Rager was supposed to be in that draft as well. Yeah, the shakedown is tonight. The shakedown's tonight on my channel tonight, 9:00. I haven't posted it yet, but that's the plan. Tonight at 9. Philly Shakedown, a lot to talk about. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I'm tired today. It's a tiring day today. It's a Saturday, so you always want to relax on the weekends, but I never relax. That's just the way it goes as of right now. That's just the way it goes. So that's the way it goes. Big Pickett says Quez is going to be great in the slot. Fred says why are Davis and Wilson trade third first to next year, linebacker second. Donnie Beck says if Christian Harris is gone, and Ojabo is there at our pick in the second round, would you chance it? I don't know, dude. I would wait till the third round. I don't know if taking Ojabo is the perfect thing to do, because if he doesn't work out, I would rather pick him in the third round if he's available, just because it's just a steal in the third round regardless. But at the same time, like you got to get you have to make sure you get pure stars in the second round. You have to pass on him in the second, unless the Eagles want to take a chance. But you got to be careful with a pick like that coming off. If it was an ACL, I wouldn't really care too much. But because it's just because you're going to, if you go to the third round, I just feel more comfortable in that area as of right now. So Dad says Davis, Dean, Jameson, Williams. I like those picks. Brad Peck, whose channel are you going to be on? Mitch Kofsky. I'll be on his channel. I'll put a post up. I'll be on his channel. Once he sets up, I'll put the post for the stream up, and then we'll be good. We'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. No joke. We'll be fine. So I think that's where we're going. So we have, do you like the White signing? Kyzir White. 96% say yes, and 4% say no. So 168 votes as of right now. So not too bad. Not too bad as of right now at all. I like it. I do like it. Greg Bowen says Wentz is better than Hurts. Joey, it's Dak Wentz. It's Dak Wentz, Hurts, then the Giants QB. Be serious. I don't like Carson Wentz. I don't care. I don't care if he's better or worse. I do not care. I don't like Wentz, period. I have a personal thing with Wentz, so I don't even care about Carson Wentz. I mean, it took Cam Akers 6 months to heal from the same injury, and he started in the Super Bowl. Paul said Eagles trade number 16, number 51, and Minshew to Panthers for their 6th overall. Select Kayvon Thibodeau or safety Kyle Hamilton, and then draft Jordan Davis or Chris or Wyatt at 15. I like that. I like that trade a lot. Trade 16, number 51, and Minshew to the Panthers for the 6th overall without giving away 2 first-round picks. I like that. That's good. If you could get a trade done like that without giving away 2 first-round picks to move up top 7, top 6, that's a good trade. Scotty says, hopefully we could get Stephon Gilmore. We're going to see. We're going to see where he goes. I'm excited to see where he goes. David Can't say, who would you rather have out of the free agent safeties, Elliott, Edmonds, or Peppers? I really do like – I think Edmonds has high ceiling for a safety right now. I would pick Edmonds and give him a shot, and really make the the coaching staff really make him better. But Peppers is coming off of an injury last year as well, so I'm not really interested in guys coming off of injury, especially at the safety position. So I'm not sure. Torville says, I think Howie is going to trade up in the top 10 for QB and burn up 2 first. Then they will go defensive tackle with the remaining first, not in favor of, but that it is what is expecting now. Let me get back to the stream. Let me make sure it's on my phone so I can see what's going on here. We have another member to the Shake Squad Army, Suo Blaze. Appreciate joining the Shake Squad Army. Appreciate it very much at the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much, Suo Blaze. You're going to love it here. Like, guys, we have memberships, draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos, random stuff that I cannot put on YouTube that's going to be either copyrighted or it's going to be pretty bad to an extent. So definitely check them out. Description below for those as well. If you guys haven't check that out, and the link will be in the live chat as well, too. So thank you so much, Suo Blaze. Thank you so much. Paul said, if we don't get another corner, I feel like we'll trade up for Sauce. Vem King says, how are we trying to make this defense like at the Legion of Boom? Just build that defense up. Maria says, if you move up to 6th, if you take Sauce over Hamilton, it's hard. I mean, Hamilton is going to be tough to get as it is. I mean, you'd probably take Hamilton, but depending where Sauce is, I don't think Sauce is going top 5. I think he'll go top between 6 to 10. So Mike said, I don't think we're trading up for a QB. I don't know. There's always that there might be of what the signs are showing, but from what Mike Garofalo said the other day, if he has inside information on the Eagles right now and they think they're going to be trading for a quarterback next year in 2023, yeah, totally believe it. You know what I mean? We got Suo Blaze with the super chat. Appreciate it very much. Been watching you for years. Figured I'd show some love. But Suo Blaze, I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting all these years. Really, it means a lot. Trust me, it means a lot. It means a lot, because I don't know how. Sometimes I don't know how people deal with me for that long. So I do appreciate it very much. Thank you for the membership and obviously the super chat. Thank you so much. Chris Graham says pick it, but I don't want Howie to pick it. Get it? Bob says, Ohio State and Alabama have better wide receivers than our Eagles, except Smith. The truth says, if we get Gilmore, what do we do with Steven Nelson? Max has our slot position locked down. Well, Steven Nelson's not on the team right now. He's a free agent. That's the whole reason why they're going after an older cornerback, whether Xavier Rhodes, they've been in the mix for, obviously Patrick Peterson, Steven Nelson could resign. And now Stephon Gilmore is, the Eagles apparently have made calls for him. So Steven Nelson's not here. If he was here, I wouldn't know why they would be going after cornerbacks, but he is a free agent right now. So we need to check that out and see what happens. I feel there's going to be a corner signed. That's what I feel. I feel like there will be a corner signed. And even if the Eagles sign a corner, it does not mean they're not drafting a corner early either. Same as linebacker. Kind of the same story here. Which I think with linebacker is different because I think they'll go into the second round more than the first for a linebacker. So we'll see. Fred says, Garofalo on Twitter says we won't stay at draft pick slots this year, looking for a prime spot next year in case Hurts doesn't work out. Yeah. I mean, that was pretty much the main thing of what was going on as of right now. I think the main thing is to get your quarterback help this year, but trade back one of your first round picks just in case he does not work out. Okay. He does not work out whatsoever. And you get your guy. So I think, that is promising. I think that sounds more realistic than what we've been seeing or trying to figure out from Kenny Pickett, going to Kenny Pickett for dinner. They're just doing their due diligence on quarterbacks, okay? Even when Howie Roseman in the back of November went to the Sam Howell Kenny Pickett game, then he goes to the Senior Bowl practice and follows Kenny Pickett, following Malik Willis all over the field, and then, taking Kenny Pickett out to dinner. All of it kind of adds up. And then you're saying, well, the Eagles are quiet in free agency. They're looking at all these quarterbacks. They have 3 first-round picks. You're kind of thinking they're going after a quarterback and trading up. But when Mike Garofalo has inside information, it's not a third party. If it was from a third-party guy saying that, I wouldn't trust it. But if it's Mike saying that, he's got a lot of insight with the Eagles. So we'll see. We'll see. Do I like Zech McPherson? Yeah, he's okay. I think, he's more of a project down the road, like a couple years. You know what I mean? Like, Zech McPherson, his coverage is a little bit of a problem, but I want to see him with another offseason. And I think he's a great tackler. I think he's good at going off blocks, takes really good angles on tackling. So, good there, but I think more of a project right now. He's a 4th-round pick from Texas Tech. Tate Gowan is definitely another one. Now, Mike Peralta says, I like Tate Gowan. Yeah, Tate Gowan, we got him from the Zach Ertz trade. Until the Cardinals went in front of us in the draft to go get Tate Gowan, I think the Eagles were actually going to draft Tate Gowan in that draft this past year. So I want to see what he does. I mean, I think there's going to be some real good, healthy competition with the cornerbacks this year. 100%. Colin B said, can I be honest? This team and this fan base doesn't deserve a franchise QB, and I'm a part of the fan base, but we have never respected or support our QB ever. No. And when Jalen Hurts first came in, if he messed up one game, if he messed up a couple of plays, it doesn't matter who it is. Ever since the Super Bowl, it got worse. Ever since it was Carson Wentz and Nick Foles, that's how it all started. This Super Bowl win kind of separated the fan base a little bit because now it's there's way too many fans that give up on players way too easily. But when it's Jalen Hurts that can't make the most simplest pass, okay, all these passes that you should be making going to the NFL, and you're not making them, whether it's a 5-yard slant and you're still throwing behind the receiver, anticipation on throws, like Devontae Smith gets open this fast and he misses out on it. Quez Watkins, missed out this year on a 1,000-yard season. There was one, I think it was the Chargers game. I think it was the Chargers back of the end zone. It was the back of the end zone play that he missed him on. I think it was the Chargers. I'm not sure if it was that game. Kind of went up into the red zone and then went around into the corner of the end zone, and he was open for that split second, but just a horrible pass. You got to hit those passes on an instant, and I don't think he can do it. You know what I mean? So we'll see, but that's how the fan base is always going to be, Colton, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Demarion Hicks says there are 600+ odds that we take Jameson Williams at 15. Iron says, as 500 would say, damn Folesian society. Yeah, I agree. Negatives are that it makes it less likely to trade back and get a future 23 first rounder when the top 2 QBs are already off the board. Arthur says, would you be fine if the Eagles trade back on 2 of their first round picks? No, I really don't want that to happen. One pick's enough. 2, no. You trade 2 picks back. Goodbye to your draft. If you trade 2 picks back, you better get multiple second-round picks for this year, for this draft right now, not for next year. At least you get a second-round pick. They need to at least get 1 to 2 second-round picks. If they trade 2 first-round picks back, they better get a 2 second-round picks for this year. We need more picks for this year. You can't. To me, it's not working out for me. The truth says, after dealing with a basketball player who can't shoot, dealing with a QB who can't make throws is frustrating as a Philly fan. Yeah, it's true, bro. It's true. Colby with the super chat says, but when Hurts makes plays, we crap on it. Well, look, like, I don't crap. If he makes good plays, I don't crap on it. But if he has a good game and a bad game, when he has like a in the middle type game, I'm going to point out the good and bad things because of it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to point it out. So Blaze said, perfect draft for me is would draft Jordan Davis, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson. Love that. That lineup right there, I love. That I love right there. That's perfect. We got another new member to the Shake Squad Army. Appreciate it, Jonathan Lesko. Appreciate it very much. And Howie Roseman's pointing at me saying, we're going to make a good pick this year. We're going to make a good pick this year. So appreciate you joining the Shake Squad Soldier tier. Thank you so much. Like, guys, we have more memberships, guys, when it comes to draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos, random videos that I can't put on YouTube. Just check them out, guys. Trust me, it's cheap. It's not expensive at all. Just for some, if you want extra content, it's there. You know what I mean? So definitely check that out. So thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining the Shake Squad Army as a Shake Squad soldier. Thank you so much. Chart Primer says, yeah, but Hurts also threw some deep dimes to Quez and Rager that were dropped. No, I'm not saying, dude. All right, look. Hurts had times where he threw some good passes this year, okay? Yes, there are times where he threw some passes this year, good ones. But there are a lot. When you're missing wide open guys, I don't give a crap about these guys that he's hit this year. Okay, I'm on these other targets that these missed opportunities in passing overtake what good passes Jalen Hurts has thrown this year. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. It's not just Jalen Hurts. It's Shane Steichen, the way he's using these wide receivers. Not taking the abilities from these receivers and using them to their full advantage and not using Devontae Smith the right way, using Rager as well, which I can't stand. They're making Rager look like a number one guy, but he's not. They're treating him like one, but he's not. Okay. When people say this comment right here, and it's like, I understand that he's dropped dimes, but look, if he didn't do anything, he would be off this team right now. If he couldn't even get the passes that he got to these guys, he'd be off this team. But the problem is he's not doing enough. It's not enough. I don't care if, Rager missed 2 drop passes. Then the Giants game, he could have been the hero of that game, and Philadelphia would have loved him for that. But, it's just not enough. What Hurts is doing is not enough for this team right now. But Trevor, does that make him a franchise quarterback right now? No, it doesn't. You know what I mean? It doesn't make him a franchise quarterback right now. Appreciate it, Jonathan, so much, man. Thank you so much, dude. You just got to go to the membership post. You'll see on the homepage there should be membership posts. I'll actually just go to all my videos. There'll be membership stuff there. So just go to the videos and the membership stuff will already be posted. You'll see it. The truth says Hurts will miss multiple 5-yard dumps off and can hit intermediate throws consistently. Professor says Nick and Gann got Howie drafting at least a decent level. Philly Fan D says we all saw Hurts throwing was a big issue. True that. You don't make it to the NFL without being able to do something. You stay in the NFL by being elite of the elite. Yeah, getting to the NFL is one thing, but staying in the NFL is another thing as a starting quarterback. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, Hurts wasn't supposed to be the starting quarterback of this team. He was drafted to be a backup quarterback. Okay, that's just the truth to it all. Okay. Comby says, how much do you want him to do? I don't understand if you were expecting him to be Tom Brady. He's not. No, not at all. I mean, look at Matt Stafford. Do I think he's elite? No, but he's got a good arm. Like Matt Stafford could get the throws. He can make the throws. Like Matt Stafford is nothing special at this end of his career, but with a good built team around him, let the offense work for you with Matt Stafford's his capable ability at quarterback, and from him being in the league for so long, yeah, it works out in some degree like that. But for Jalen Hurts to have, I think he's just got a limited skill set. He's a good read option quarterback. And I think part of it is, I don't know if the Eagles know how to use him, because Nick Sirianni never had a read option quarterback with the Colts. What was Brissett a read option quarterback? Was Andrew Luck? Was Phillip Rivers? Carson Wentz? No. No. I think part of it is definitely Shane Steichen and I think the offensive coordinator is going to be on the hot seat this year. I'm not look, I'm not putting everything on Jalen Hurts, but most of it is on Jalen Hurts. But the way they have these play concepts and route combinations, the way they're using certain players to be that guy to get open in these games, I'm not seeing any mid-tier throws. There's no mid-tier plays. There's no shallow cross. There's no slant. There's barely any slants. And if they're slant passes, they're never pretty. Jalen Hurts has done some good things this year, but it's not enough to be what you want to pay him to be. No, it's not. It's just the way it is. Colton B said it perfectly. Matt Stafford. So the last the last 3-4 games, Matt Stafford, before they went to the playoffs, he threw 8 picks in 3-4 games, the last 3 games. So Matt Stafford, he makes a ton of mistakes. You know what I mean? Like he threw like 8 picks in 3 or 4 games. The last 3 or 4 games of the season, he threw like 8 picks. No joke. They didn't play well. He wasn't playing well. So, there's quarterbacks out there that are at a mid to high tier, but, have flaws, but let the offense work for you. It's all about how the Eagles build around. That's why after Carson Wentz's rookie year, going to 2017, the Super Bowl year, they signed Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith, LeGarrette Blount. They got, Jay Ajayi later in the year. Like, they put weapons around him. Jalen Hurts going to technically it's his 3rd year. When you put it on contract, his 3rd year. They haven't done much of anything to improve this offense. Hence why they had 3 first-round picks. They've been looking at quarterbacks since November of last year. And it was showing me that they're trading up for a quarterback at this point, because they're not putting anything around him. I don't care about the cap or whatnot. Okay. They weren't aggressive to get a weapon around Jalen Hurts. If they like the receiver core the way it is, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I have no answer. So Chiefs are signing Ronald Jones. That's a good signing for them. Really good signing for them. The Raiders and Chiefs have made a significant offer to Stephon Gilmore. Yeah. This might be out of the bag for Stephon Gilmore as of right now. So we got to take it with a grain of salt, guys. We got to take it with a grain of salt. Anybody could say, "Oh, Hurts did this really well this year," but entirely he didn't. But it's not enough. Boy says, "How do you feel about the Kyzir signing? Missed it if you mentioned it." Oh yeah, no, loved it. I think he just made our linebacker group better. 144 tackles last year. 2 picks, 1 sack. His coverage isn't that bad at all. He's not Lawrence Taylor, but man, he played solid. The Chargers really wanted him to resign back. They tried to make it work, but apparently he's from Pennsylvania. He's close to home now, and he wants to kind of stamp his own mark in Philadelphia. He doesn't want to be I don't know. I don't know what his mindset is. He could have went in, and that's a Super Bowl contending defense right now with the Chargers. So it should be really interesting. Really said Jalen was practically a rookie. Look at Josh Allen's rookie year. Barely knew he had to read plays. Games was sloppy. Now look at him. Give him a chance. Well, yeah, it took Josh Allen 3 years. But Josh Allen already had a good arm. Josh Allen already had a really good arm coming into the league. But, you can't teach accuracy. You can't teach accuracy. You can't teach yourself when to pull the trigger on a pass in a tight window. You can't teach that. You literally have to develop that on your own to be a better quarterback. Yeah, theoretically, he's only played a year and a half of football, which isn't much. He played 4 to 5 games in 2020. He played a full season in 2021. He's going to his 3rd year. So technically, he's only played a year and a half of football. It's not much time. Definitely not. Dude, I'm not saying I don't want Jalen Hurts on the roster this year. I didn't want to trade for a veteran quarterback. I didn't want to move up in the draft and get a quarterback and waste 2 first-round picks. I want to keep Jalen Hurts and see what he's got. Period. If I don't see significant change this year, like I'm telling you right now, if he is going to his old roots of missing wide open guys, if I have to see commentators tell me, not even the fans tell me, but commentators are telling me that Jalen Hurts is missing wide open guys for potential touchdowns, it pisses me off. It's going to piss me off. It's either he's going to start the whole year or he's going to get benched. It just depends. But like I said, like, look, a year and a half of football is not much. He was thrown to the fire in 2020, okay? And then really he was paired up with a rookie, a newly acquired head coach, brand new defensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback coach in Brian Johnson that he knows really well. So I get it. Like, trust me, I'm not overlooking it. I get it. A year and a half of football. I want Jalen Hurts to start this year. I want to give him another chance this year. I did not want to trade for a quarterback or move up in the draft to get one. Taylor says, I love this thing today. However, the writing's on the wall for us to draft a quarterback. I hope I'm wrong. It is, but from even the tweet from Garoppolo yesterday says that he knows that he has some inside source that the Eagles are not going to be trading up for a quarterback. They're going to trade back for more ammunition for next year. They need more ammunition for next year. They need another first-round pick for next year. So if Jalen Hurts does work out and he plays really well by week 10 of the season, great. You have 2 first-round picks to do whatever you want with them next year. But if he struggles next year and he's not I'm giving him to like week 10, 11 of the season next year. Like by that time, we should know. You don't need statistics to tell you. You don't need statistics, okay? You don't need statistics whatsoever. All you need is the eye test. That's all you need. That's all you need with him. That's just the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes, bro. That's the way it goes. I'm not hating on Jalen Hurts, man. There's nothing more than I want. I wish that Jalen Hurts' mentality was in Carson Wentz. I wish the mentality of Hurts was in Carson Wentz. I wish he had that mentality that Jalen Hurts had. Trust me. Like, there's Hurts' mentality and him he dismisses the outside noise. Like, I absolutely love it, dude. I love it. But his play has got to match with it consistently. And he hasn't shown that. I think he got better from early 21 to late 21, but the flaws are still there. If he played better this year, if he played better last year, then you're going to tell me he's going to be a franchise quarterback. Well, he's not at that level yet right now. I hope we see more. We got a super chat from Colin B. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, I hate when people say wide receivers don't come here because of Hurts, but no QB want to come here because we aren't good with a great QB. We don't contend with Russ Watson. I think, look, part of it with receivers coming here is also because the Eagles run a lot. Okay, the Eagles run the football a lot. You don't think their agents are telling them, I don't know if the Eagles are a good place for you because, they run the ball a lot. They've been having issues of getting the ball to these receivers. Jalen Hurts has had an up and down year. Is this the perfect spot that you want to go at a free agency and get paid to go there? Is this the place you want to go? Like, these agents are helping these receivers in free agency, or the free agents are helping themselves and saying, I don't want to come here because that. I think part of it is that reason, Colton B. To be honest with you, I think part of it is. I'm not saying it's the major aspect of it. I think part of it is money. Part of it is these agents are trying to get them the best position possible. The job of an NFL agent is to obviously get them the most money possible and the best situation possible for them to achieve in the future. Okay, that is their job. And that's just the truth. I don't think it's like you say, like, receivers don't want to come here. I don't think it's part of the I think it's somewhat part of it. I don't think it's a major part, but I think it's definitely part of it. So I get it. Dad said, I love Wentz's arm. His mentality, not so much. Yeah, like, Wentz had a fantastic arm. Fantastic arm. Dangerous outside the pocket. He just, I don't care what this, like, you're getting paid franchise money and that's how you acted. Like, that's how you act. Like, if this guy gets that, if this guy scrunches up in a ball because they draft the quarterback in the second round, I get it. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, they drafted a quarterback in the second, you know what I mean? They drafted a quarterback. I mean, you know, he didn't get why, but that just made him play harder. I mean, and he got another contract out of it. You know what I mean? So it's just, you just can't let it bother you, man. Taylor says we run the ball out. Our current QB cannot carry our offense through the air. Like, it's not. That's just the reality of it. And Jalen Hurts giving the ball to himself. So I feel like when the Eagles can't pass, they keep the ball with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will get the ball and start running left or right, you know, on a QB draw or whatever they do. You know what I mean? They do that. They do the read option with him. Look, it's an added plus for Jalen Hurts to run with the football in his hands. But it's not going to win you football games if defenses make this offense one-dimensional when we can't pass the ball. I mean, it's already defenses are saying that Jalen Hurts can't read defense. I mean, it's bad. I mean, that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. That's why if Jalen Hurts can overcome this little hurdle, okay, and get these passes in, okay, and hit these targets at the right time. Because I'm telling you right now, they add Garrett Wilson or someone else to this offense, and they still can't get a receiver over 1,000 yards with this wide receiver core. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now. Like, it's already enough. Like, then what's going to happen is if Hurts has a bad year, they're not going to blame it on Hurts. They're going to blame it on Shane Steichen, which I think Shane Steichen's definitely on the hot seat for offensive coordinator. Like, I like his run style. The run game is great, but he's got to put – I mean, if Hurts is struggling, if your quarterback is struggling, you got to help your quarterback out. You gotta design some different plays so he can at least try to make these throws, because he not only can't see these throws, he can't make these throws. You cannot teach accuracy. That's the main thing to this whole thing. Phil Van Dies, if I was a wide receiver one, definitely would want to polish. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Devontae Smith is going to deal with this, but I'm telling you right now, Devontae Smith has went up to Jalen Hurts on a couple occasions already on the sideline to say, dude, I was open. And then he went to Nick Sirianni for that one game and said, yo, give me the ball. He went up to Nick on the sideline and said, give me the ball. And he went back on the field. They didn't give him the ball. It pisses me off. You have a Heisman winning trophy winner and Devontae Smith that could be a 1,100-yard rush, a receiver on another team right now. And he's being used like he's a third-round receiver. You know what I mean? I know he had under 1,000 yards, but that's only because they force-fed him the ball. Like, you force-feed him the ball in that Cowboys game to break Deshaun Jackson's rookie record, but any other game, you barely throw to him. It just pisses me off. It's multiple things. It's not just Jalen Hurts. It's Shane Steichen and the way he's designed. It's play design. It's route combinations. It's designing plays for these certain players to get open that will bring this offense to another level. So it is what it is. Things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. I'm telling you. But that's just a rant I have. I mean, that's it. That's all I could really say. It's really all I could say out of it right now. I mean, that's all I could really say. Torville says, I think Garoppolo is wrong. They probably like Willis workout. They were filling needs of cheap signings like defensive end linebacker. I expect a cheap vet cornerback to be signed. Then Howie burns 2 firsts for a QB. I don't know. They might. I mean, look, if it's Garoppolo saying this, like, he knows a lot of inside stuff about the Eagles. So if this was a third party beat writer or something like that, I wouldn't believe it. But I feel more comfortable that Garoppolo that said they're going in this direction, that they're not going to go after a quarterback this year. So I'm not sure. Taylor says, Joey speaking facts this afternoon. Dude, I'm just, look, that's just my opinion. Like, you guys, like, I respect everybody's opinion in the chat right now. Look, I get it. There's nothing more I want so bad right now than to have Jalen Hurts as a starting quarterback and get paid quarterback money. Like, no joke. We're so lucky right now that we're not paying a quarterback, because if we were paying a quarterback and this roster was falling apart, it would suck. This would be horrible. I get it. Yo, Moochie Robinson, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro? If you guys haven't subscribed to Moochie, he's another content creator for the Eagles. Definitely check him out. Check him out if you guys haven't. Robert says, what up, Joey? Finally not working when you stream. Finally not working when you stream. Oh, well, hey, you know what? It's probably better for you, right? You can relax now. You don't have to, listen while you're working. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Man. It's trust me, dude. You think I'm not having a headache from this like all year? It pisses me off. It pisses me off. Like, no joke, it does. It really pisses me off. I just can't let it bother me. I can't let it bother me like it does. That's just the truth to it all. Torvald says, Wentz's mentality soft, doesn't learn from mistakes, throws left-handed passes from his own end zone, doesn't take Cody. And you want to talk about Jalen Hurts, like, why does he always roll out to his right? He doesn't – when he rolls out to his left, he can't throw while rolling out to his left. He can't. Because obviously you're right-handed, so it's hard to throw a pass like that, but a lot of quarterbacks can make throws like that, rolling out to his left, throwing right-handed, which he can't do either. That's why he rolls out to his right. Obviously, your body's in more of a rhythm going to the right because you're right-handed, obviously. So I get it. Brad says, why don't they ask Hurts what play calls he likes, comfortable with? I don't think they're using the offense right. Like I said, like, you guys think I'm like want to hate Jalen Hurts. I don't. Like, I feel like if they at least try to cater to his style, which I think they do in some aspects, but I think they need to give him route concepts that he can throw in those positional plays. That's what I think they need to do. And I feel like they didn't do that last year. I think they threw everything at him. And look, you kind of have to throw him in the fire with some plays. Like, he's got to make some throws. Like, you can't play it safe with him. He can't do dump off passes, screen passes. I mean, he just can't. You can't just keep doing that with him, or just running the football with him in general. I don't care how many rushing yards he has. That's a plus to what he could do. But if he can get this passing right, anticipation on these throws right, when you get your first instinct, throw the football. Don't hesitate and wait. And I've seen that happen. There's games where Hurts is not patient in the pocket. There's as soon as he senses a little bit of pressure, he starts running. That's a whole nother thing too. Not it happens every time, but there's little things you can nitpick. Like, we can all just nitpick at this at the end of the day. So, I get it. So Blake says he doesn't throw people open. You can really teach. You can't really teach that. Need to see a lot out of him this year, dude. That's why I'm going to be hard on Jalen Hurts this year. I'm not going to be easy on him this year because he's had a whole entire year. Okay, he had a few games in 2020, 2021. He had a whole entire year. Plus, we had more games this year. This past year. So, I'm gonna want to see more. Team Alert says, we feel like we might sign another receiver or corner. What do you think, Joey? By the way, good afternoon. You too, team. Yeah, I believe they could sign a receiver. They could sign a receiver now and the draft, to be honest. I think they could go both. We got Super Chat from Colby. So why do no QBs want to come here? I don't know. Number one, it's like Howie Roseman's not giving up. See, the thing is, I don't think Howie Roseman's trying to give up that many picks either. You know what I mean? Like, there's another thing of getting a training for a quarterback, but look at what Denver gave up for Russell Wilson at 32 years old. Like, 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and 3 players. That's crazy. That's crazy. Deshaun Watson, they gave up what? 4, what was it? 4, I forgot what the picks were, but it's a lot. It's not easy to, they had interest like the past 2 years, but it's going to cost a lot. It can cost you your draft. The Eagles need a better roster all around. I think giving Jalen Hurts another year with a built, hopefully this defense could put Jalen Hurts into a better situation this year. They can make some stop. They can actually beat some good teams this year. And you can have a pass rush. You could blitz. I mean, you could do a lot more. You're better off keeping Jalen Hurts and build this roster. See what you have. If Hurts can't build off of what he did last year, if Hurts can't play, if they add 2 more receivers, and he can't go forward, I don't know what to tell you. Every quarterback is either going to be good, bad, or somewhat going to build himself to be something great later on. Like, we can all say for any quarterback, we could take We could take Daniel Jones and say, oh, we need to give him a few more years. I know Daniel Jones had more years, obviously, but we could say, oh, Daniel Jones just needs a few more years. But there's only a certain limit like you could take from Jalen Hurts' skill set. You'd say, okay, I don't think he's going to get better. It just seems like it's not getting better. Like, you know where it toes the line where he's going to get better or not. Like, you're going to see it. You're going to see if he's going to get better or not. I get it. Iron says QBs know how he's the problem. That's how they won't come here. I mean, that might be another reason. I don't know. It might be. Oh, I saw that Nick Foles is going to get traded. That's what VJ says. I saw Nick Foles is up. The Bears are trying to trade him now. Where's he going to go? I have no idea. You know what I mean? I think the Eagles I definitely wouldn't even touch that because it's just, I don't know. Eagles are not keeping 3 quarterbacks this year, obviously. If they add another quarterback, they're not keeping 3 quarterbacks. So either if they just say they moved up in the draft to trade for a quarterback, okay? If they got a quarterback in the draft, Hurts isn't going to be here. I think Hurts gets traded, to be honest. I think Hurts is going to get traded. And I think Minshew stays for the year on a cheap deal. And that's really it. Otherwise, if not that, then they keep Hurts as the backup and and Minshew is traded. Or number 3, they draft Kenny Pickett or Malik Willis. They sit for a year and learn behind Jalen Hurts and then trade Hurts the next year and let the new quarterback take over in 23. Those are my 3 options of what could happen if you trade up for a quarterback. So, you know, it's all there. You can get it done if that's the case. Jess says QBs don't want to come here because of the team. Handled Wentz. He showed promise, then gave him a crap supporting cast and regressed, and they dumped him. Well, that's what, dude. As of right now, okay, they gave Wentz more weapons than they gave Hurts weapons. Okay, the only good thing we got out of Jalen Hurts is Devontae Smith right now. Other than that, and maybe Quez Watkins. Really, and other than that, that's really it. Okay. They went out and they got free agents for Carson Wentz. After the 2016 season, going to 2017, when Howie Roseman got out of the boiler room, okay, they put a lot around him. Like Garrett Blount on top of it and Jay Ajayi down the road. They put a lot with him in this offense. Jalen Hurts going to his 3rd year. They haven't put anything around him. They haven't went out and at least tried to. If they want to pay a receiver $13 a year, how did they pass up on all of these all of these wide receivers? BJ says, yeah, they tried for one. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. You guys got to see the bigger picture of it. Take Wentz the first 2 years and take Jalen Hurts to pass technically 3 seasons so far. They have not. If they think Jalen Hurts is the guy, they would build around him right now. Doesn't mean they can't do it in the draft, but they were not aggressive in free agency. Well, let's just put it on the table. Let's just put the cards on the table. They weren't aggressive. They sat back. They wanted to pay a receiver. They want to pay $13 million for $13 a year for a receiver. They couldn't get it. They put a bid down for Christian Kirk. They couldn't get it. They were interested in Valdez-Scantling, Allen Robinson, DJ Chark. I mean, you put all Juju Smith-Schuster. You put all these receivers on the list. They didn't even try to attempt to put anything around them. What have they done offensively for this team so far? Zach Pascal, I mean, yeah, it's a good move. I don't hate the move, but he's a number 3 to a number 4 receiver that's averaging 600 to 700 yards if he's even going to get that under Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni was the offensive coordinator for the Colts when Pascal was there. He had over 700 yards, 600 to 700 yards in 2 seasons. Soon as Nick left, and he was with the Colts, soon as Nick left to come to be the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, he went to 300 yards. So I'm just being honest here. I could talk about this. I could talk about this all day. I could talk about it all day. I'm not even kidding. Just saying. So Blaze says, well, they want weapons, but they don't want to spend the money. Yeah, I look, like the cap is a problem, but it's really not because guys, even if they want to pay, I mean, they went after Marcus Williams. They were going to almost pay him 5 years, $70 million. I mean, they almost went after Marcus Williams. So it's not like they weren't aggressive, but they tried to acquire some good talent, especially. I'm just speaking offensively. Like offensively, they haven't done nothing. They have done absolutely nothing besides Zach. And the only reason Zach's coming here, Zach Pascal is coming here because he has a tight relationship with Nick Sirianni. And number two, he will play better under Nick Sirianni. So he will work for another contract. If he plays really well, then great. Like, I thought that made our receiver group better. I think it puts JJ on the bubble now to where, thank God, get his butt out of here because I can't stand it anymore. Yeah, the cap is, like VJ said it perfectly. Howie can flip the cap even if he kicks the can. The cap isn't real anyway with restructures. It's not real. But just say they signed Tyreek Hill. Just say they did it, right? They signed Tyreek Hill to all this money, man, the highest paid receiver, blah, blah, blah. We would be under the cap. We wouldn't be able to pay him. But if just to get the deal done, Howie Roseman could make moves to fit him under the cap. You understand? Just because we only have this amount of money left, it doesn't mean they can't just sign a player. They could sign a player, but they would have to make in time room for that player. That's what I'm trying to say. I get it. So you can always make moves, but Howie Roseman did not do that. I think Tyreek Hill was definitely I think that was perfect, but they weren't paying him that much. Like, if they're paying $13 a year for a receiver, like, if you want to get a prime receiver in free agency, guys, you got to pay 30 plus. 5 years ago, you'd be paying 50, 60 million for a receiver. Now you're paying 70, 80 million dollars a year for a receiver. Receivers, that market is getting higher every few years. It's going to get higher every single year. You know what I mean? It's the truth. It's just the truth to it all. Jeff says, players want to go to a team that can win. You need a top QB to win. Free agents not coming here speaks how much Hurts is viewed outside. It might be part of it. I don't know if it's the main part, just like Colton B said earlier in the stream. It might be the main. It might not be the main part, but, it might not be a major part, but I feel like it kind of is. And these agents are wanting to put these receivers in a good situation. Say, don't go to Philly because, they run the ball a lot. They have some good receivers there that aren't really working out because they're just not getting the ball thrown to them that much. And I mean, who knows what they're saying? I don't know. I'm just kind of I'm speculating right now. Riff says the problem is Jalen will keep us competitive year in, year out because of the dual threat, but he isn't capable of taking us deep in the playoffs. We'll be picking between 15 to 21 every year with him. So he says, I'm sorry of not trying to get off such, but I hate Chip Dip Kelly. Dude, I agree. So it said Howie is going after a QB after signing these free agents to shore up a defense. Dude, I don't know if they're going to do it. They might. I mean, they could trade up, but the signs are showing they're trading up for a QB right now for the way they've handled free agency offensively. Okay. But Mike Garofalo came out with news yesterday that I can't really ignore. So I got to take both and both. I think there's a 50-50 shot they're going after a quarterback. 50-50, I'll take on it. Family says I think we're really going to get a quarterback. Been trying to get a good quarterback for longest. I think they are not committed to Jalen Hurts because coaches, staff know what you think. I don't think they're committed to Jalen Hurts. That's why they're not committed to Jalen Hurts regardless. It doesn't matter if they're trading for QB this year or next year. They're either, like Mike Garofalo put out news that there might be trading back a first round pick, that they're not using all 3 first round picks. Trading back a first round pick, get a quarterback in 23. They are not committed to Jalen Hurts regardless whether they get a quarterback this year or next year. Just because they play them or start Jalen Hurts this year, it doesn't mean they're committed. It's that they have to wait. It means they just have to see what they have with Jalen Hurts going to another year, and they just have to figure it all out because they're not committed. I don't believe they're committed to Jalen Hurts, regardless if he starts this year. I don't think he's committed. It's just the truth. Chris got Cry White is mediocre. Reddick is mediocre. Both are still young and very good players. No, I think White's a good signing. I think he made our linebacker core a lot better, especially Hassan Reddick that can play the same linebacker position if that's the case. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, but I think it was a solid signing. This is a pure starter that was healthy last year. I mean, thank God we're getting a guy that was actually healthy last year, played every game, 144 tackles, 2 picks, 1 sack. I mean, is a big voice for the defense because he talks a lot during games. A big voice, good leadership. It's a good signing. It's a good signing for a prove-it deal for him. I think this will be better than Eric Wilson. Who knows? This guy might be better than TJ Edwards after this year. So this guy's working to get a bigger contract and to not stay with the Chargers on that defense they're going to have this year. He really wants to mark. He wants to put his own mark somewhere else. That's what I think he's trying to do. That's what I think right now. I get it. Trust me, I completely get it. Hamilton not getting past 5. Could be true. Colton says, so y'all think Odell or Landry asking for more than 13? I don't know. I mean, Howie Roseman is going to – it doesn't mean Howie Roseman is going to give anybody $13 million a year. It's just like – I don't think Odell wants to come back to the East regardless. Like, you think he wants to come back to the East? No, he wants to go to the Rams or stay with Cleveland. Or stay with the Rams or be with Cleveland. Those are the 2 teams. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's not coming back to the East. Jarvis Landry's visited a couple teams already, and I don't think he's visited the Eagles yet. So, Eagles said they had interest in him, but Eagles might not be able to. I don't know what they want. I don't know what Jarvis Landry wants. Landry would play really well on the inside. I think he would be a good slot guy if that's the case. Clark said, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Landry wants 20. That's definitely not happening. He's going to get – if he's getting that much, then forget it. No way. Torville says, Odell with his injury issues isn't even worth – yeah, and especially they got injured in the Super Bowl. I mean, you come off another injury. Can he stay healthy? I mean, it's just the whole thing. We needed Watson bad. The Eagles weren't going to give up all those picks, dude. It's not going to happen. The Eagles weren't giving up all those picks. It just was – it was down to picks, and it was down to what Deshaun Watson wanted at the end of the day. So – Landry looking for a retirement deal. By that meaning for pay the end of it. Yeah, because some of these older guys now, like LeGarrette Blount, like he got some big contracts by the end of his career when he went to the Eagles. He went to the Patriots, got a big contract on a 1-2 year deal. Went to the Eagles on a pretty good 1 year deal. Then went to the Lions on a good 1 year deal. So I mean, these guys are looking for those end of their career contracts. Get that little bit of chunk money for those short term. Not saying top tier contracts, but at least big contracts on, short-term, a big money on short-term contract. The truth says, do you agree Alshon was the best receiver we had since T.O. both times we went to the Super Bowl? I mean, Alshon Jeffrey was a great signing. Alshon Jeffrey could have went to the Colts with no offensive line. He could have went to he could have went to the Vikings with more security and more money guaranteed. He came to the Eagles on a 1 year deal for $8 million, but promised, Alshon Jeffrey was promised after signing that 1 year deal that he would get an extension. So at the time we got that extension of Alshon Jeffrey, at that time we did that 4 year extension fully guaranteed for Alshon Jeffrey. It was a good deal. At the time, it was a good deal. What was it? 2018 he got that extension. It was a really good deal. But after that contract, he slowed up. He was injured. He got injured on his own half the time. He was injured almost every second of the season, and he was nothing. He was nothing what he used to be anymore. We got Alshon Jeffrey at the prime of his career, and it didn't last long. It lasted not even two seasons. So I get it. So said Joe, if the Eagles want a QB, what do you think they would go out prefer Willis or Pickett? I think Willis because of the arm strength and athleticism. I think the dinner was a smokescreen. I don't know. Yeah, it could have been. All this QB news could be a smokescreen, bro. We don't even know, were they really out to dinner with Pickett? I have no idea. At the end of the day, if Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie had dinner with Kenny Pickett, then I would be really afraid right now. But with Brian Johnson, a few scouts just doing their due diligence to just see what this quarterback's all about, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Greg says Smith and Watkins is better than Jeffrey. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. That's every guy we sign, big contract, they immediately go on injury vacation. Lane, Brooks, Alshon. Well, dude, look at the names you're saying. They're all old players. Lane is old. Brooks is retired and old. Alshon's old. D-Jax is way old. And Peters is older than all of them. Like, look at the names you're saying right there. All those guys are old. Like, of course they're getting injured over their 30s. Every guy right there is over 30 years old, 31, 32 years old. It's like, it makes sense. I get it. Yeah, even Alshon Jeffrey had the torn. I totally forgot about that. Had the torn rotator cuff. How he made catches on a torn rotator cuff. I don't even know how he did it. I don't know how he did it. Brian says QB, center, and defensive line are all going to require attention in a very. Oh, definitely. Like Lane Johnson's getting old. They're going to have to replace him. Kelsey's, they're going to have to replace him after this year. You know what I mean? So I think Samal's still relatively young on a big contract, so maybe he goes to center after this year. I'm not moving Landon Dickerson from left guard to center. That's not happening. I want Dickerson next to Mulata, 100%. I get it. I get it. Team needs to improve a lot more, guys. At the end of the day, this team needs to improve a lot more, 100%, a lot more. So I get it. Trust me. I 100% guarantee get it. Understandably, I do. So I get it. There's nothing really, nothing much else going on right now. Nothing much going on right now. I mean, that was the signing of the day today. So hopefully we'll see what else they can mix up right now. I mean, they're able to get a cornerback if that's the case. If they want to get a safety, I'm kind of looking. The last sign I'm kind of looking for right now is really a safety or a cornerback, which they can go in this draft and get one if that's even the case. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We need to trade Dillard. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't traded Dillard at all. I mean, look, for Jordan Mulato's out for a couple games this year, and I have to say Dillard actually played pretty good. Not great, not bad, but I thought Dillard actually was pretty solid when he took over from Mulatto for a couple games. I thought he played pretty good. Dillard isn't play. No, Dillard can't even play the right side. Dillard can't even play the right side right now. Dad said we should get a good return on Dillard. Yeah, hopefully I would try to get at least I would try to get a third round pick for him, third or fourth rounder, if that's the case, if they could try to get it. I'll do that too. So I was watching Jason Peters' Arkansas highlights yesterday, 315 pounds tight end, catching 30-yard touchdown. Yeah, dude, it's crazy, bro. Matt says no team wants Dillard is the problem. Yeah, I mean, even with Gardner Minshew, they haven't pulled the trigger on Gardner Minshew yet. But I think we're going to trade one of these guys after the draft. I think once the draft is settled, I think that's when we're going to make some moves with some of our own roster for some draft capital. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe more. I mean, I think if it's after the draft, they want to trade some guys for, get some draft capital for 2023. I'm totally fine with it because the Eagles are not getting any comp picks this year. There's no comp picks for the Eagles. So, Monty, like I've been saying, 8 days that we're going to do a bunch of small signings. The Eagles are done in free agency. Dad says Bears are desperate for O-line right now. Tony says, I think that something applies to getting rid of Hurts, grass greener on the other side. Matt says, hopefully, we'll see. I'll see what happens. Those they said never a 2 for Dillard, maybe a 3. Yeah, no, a 2. No, I doubt we're getting that. I would say a 3 or a 4. You're not getting a second. No, second for Dillard. They get a second for Dillard. That's a steal. Dillard, you can pull it together. Do you guys remember he had the worst camp out? Everybody, it was last year of the year before. Well, because, dude, I think they ruined Dillard, number one, because number one, they had Jason Peters already here. They redshirted a first-round pick. That was another heavy defensive draft on top of Hollywood Brown and some of these other guys we could have got in the draft in 2019, okay? We literally redshirted him. We didn't do right by him. And then when old man Peters couldn't stay on the field long enough, they threw him in for 3 games, okay? They put him at right tackle for 1 game. They blew his confidence out of the water, okay? They literally blew his confidence. I think the Eagles somewhat ruined Dillard, to be honest with you, in some way. Okay. I think he would play a lot better than, I mean, if he was like Jason Peters was here and they drafted a tackle in the first round. Euro says, can you see Jack Driscoll possibly being our future right tackle after Lane retires? He played great when he played. No, definitely. Even when he was thrown to the fire, he played really good. I think he's solid at right tackle. I think he's solid at right guard. Is he the guy for right guard? No. But I think he's solid. I think he's good. He gives you some really good productivity. So I like Driscoll a lot. I think he's a nice player that can play multiple. He can play multiple positions because back in oh my God, what's the school's on the top of my name? I forgot what's starts with an A. Auburn. Yeah, he played multiple positions at Auburn as well. I like Driscoll a lot. I do. Dad says I don't like Dillard's mentality either. Seems selfish. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's selfish. I think he's just given up. You know, there's times where I feel like he's given up, even when he had like he had some pressers like during training camp last year, and he was just like, you know, like he just feel like he's just letting things go by the way they are. You know, he's getting paid first round pick money right now. You know, it's just a bad draft pick. It's a bad draft pick, but you know, hopefully it works out for us at the end of the day. So Texans and Raiders have checked in on Bears. The Texans and Raiders have checked in on Bears Nick Foles. He would be a good backup option and to mentor. So he's going to get another backup job. NFL rumors should add the Eagles to a team that has reached out to Stephon Gilmore, and his market seems to be heating up. Oh, boy. That's brand new. It just came out 2 minutes ago. Add the Eagles. So you have – what do you have? The what did they say? Chiefs and who else? I forgot who else was interested. Chiefs and another team. Add the Eagles. Oh, Raiders. Raiders and Chiefs are interested. Said so NFL rumors came out. Add the Eagles to a team that has reached out to Stephon Gilmore as his market seems to be heating up. Oh, he's going to get paid, bro. He's going to get. That's the new news right now on Stephon Gilmore. So Eagles are in this deal right now. Eagles are in this deal right now. I think they're technically in this deal now. So we'll see what happens. Eli says, had Dillard been thrown into the fire, he would have been a borderline Pro Bowler by now. He might have been. I mean, he might have been. I would just give it a shot, but they didn't. They had this veteran presence, leadership. So I don't know, man. Well, there's a lot. But why were Eagles fans the past 3 years like wanting Stephon Gilmore that badly every free agency or every year? Like they want to trade for him or whatnot. And now this year, everyone doesn't want him. And now he's too old. I mean, come on. There's a lot of Eagles fans that still want him today, like a lot. And look, I don't want to trade for an older cornerback. I really don't. Stephon Gilmore and Darius Slay would be great, but, you know, you increase his pass rush, they'll probably play lights out really well with Avonte Maddox playing the nickel spot. So, I mean, I get it, but I'd rather just sign Steven Nelson back because he's affordable, and on top of everything, he'll probably be more affordable than Gilmore, and on top of everything else, you know, I didn't think he played bad last year. So, he didn't play that bad. I thought he was a solid corner last year for us. Don't forget, Gilmore was the best cornerback in the league 2 years ago. He would be a great fit with Slay. It should be interesting. Eagles are a team that has reached out to Stephon Gilmore as his market seems to be heating up. We'll see. Yeah, I want to see with this contract. If his market's heating up that much, his contract is going to be a fort. It's not going to be, obviously it's not J.C. Jackson money, but it's going to be up there. Hell, I'd rather resign Steven Nelson. I'd rather just do that right now. To be honest, I'd rather do that and increase your pass rush in the draft instead of going through a bid war with two other teams in the Chiefs and the Raiders for Stephon Gilmore, which Howie, I don't know if he's going to lose on him, but, you know, we'll see. We will see what happens, but, you know, it is what it is. All right, well, we got 237 in the chat. I know it's been a crazy day today. We signed a linebacker today, Kyzir White, which is great. And, you know, now they're in on Stephon Gilmore, so we'll see what happens now with that. we'll see what happens. But 200, let's see. What we got? We got 238 in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in the stream today. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We cover the Eagles every single day. We're going to have probably another, I don't know, tomorrow's Sunday. So I did one last Sunday on free agent signings on a free agent stream last Sunday. I don't know. We might do another stream tomorrow. I don't know. I think most likely we will do another stream early tomorrow. So let's do another stream tomorrow. I think that's all I'm doing. I'm going to do a stream tomorrow, and I'm not doing any videos unless something breaks. So tomorrow we already have a video out on Kyzir White already. Right now we have a video up on him. So subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't. Check out the memberships definitely if you guys haven't either, and like the stream if you guys haven't. Do appreciate it. So we're going to be doing, the Philly Shakedown with Philly 500 will be tonight at 9 o'clock. We'll be streaming tonight. So it'll be on my channel today. So to look out for a post. I'll have the thumbnail up and the stream up earlier. So this way you guys have it and it's there. So yes, I will have it up. So we'll be good to go. So I'm definitely going to end it here, guys. We've been over 3.5 hours right now. So it's been a good talk today. Let's just say, see what happens the next, see what happens tomorrow, the next day, see what's going on with the Stephon Gilmore news, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern, the Philly Shakedown podcast tonight. Definitely check that out. Other than that, guys, that's it. Subscribe to the channel, like the stream if you guys haven't, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tonight, actually. So we'll be back tonight with Philly 500, and that's it. We'll see you guys soon. All right, guys.